Hello. Can I start talking? Oh, hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to OTAE Season 4, the Super Sunday Super Cup. I'm Josh Corona here with Jordan Bazugli. And we're here live for round two. We're racing the Janetta Super Cups, the G55 GT4s, around Road Atlanta in Braselton, Georgia. Jordan, you looking forward to this combo?
It's gonna be awesome. From what I've seen from all the drivers, they absolutely love it. I mean, Road Atlanta is really a driver's track. Very technical, very challenging, but very rewarding when you get it right. And the Janetta is a freaking awesome car. Very balanced, classic front engine, rear drive handling characteristics, good amount of power, lightweight, and nice aero on these GT4s too. So hey, you can't really go wrong. It's a really great combo, and I'm sure the drivers are excited to hit the track and get going.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. I was talking with the drivers, and I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but they very much did say that they enjoyed the way the G55 drove. It's got some aero, but the aero kind of appears to be a suggestion. So it's definitely more for show, but it was they were really enjoying it, and I'm glad to say that I picked it. But
Absolutely.
I've been wanting to do the Janetta for a long time, and I happened to find a mod that just drove real well. It's talk with the drivers, and they said it's planted, but it's one of those cars where even when you kind of lose the back end a little bit, it's savable. It's not
Yeah,
entirely
it has
like a wings and flare.
progressive breakaway characteristics.
Yeah, you
If any,
can. Is that what you'd call it?
I would say so. Yeah, like if you do lose the back end, or if you kind of are approaching the limit of a grip and go beyond that limit of grip, it doesn't just kind of bite your head off. Like you do have some play beyond that limit to be able to save the car. If anybody's driven I think was it the 911 Cup within the iRacing service, very similar in terms of those characteristics, where you have track car, racing car, but more akin to a fast street car on track versus something like a GT3 or prototype or something of that nature, where there's downforce is the name of the game. Um, there is obviously some aero, but the handling characteristics are very kind of fast street car still, more than kind of a dedicated race car.
Yeah, qualifying just starting now, and I'm 19 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in qualifying.
For sure.
It'll
Uh,
definitely be pretty interesting. I don't. What's going to be interesting with this qualifying? Sorry to cut you off. This qualifying session is that the Janetta, the Super Cup cars have a pretty short gearbox because it's kind of more meant for a more smaller, typical like European club circuits. So they really like they get to the top of sixth gear pretty much as they get to the chicane at the end of the lap. So they're actually probably not going to benefit that much from drafting. It might actually hurt them because they're just going to run out of gears and bounce it off the rev limiter. But so it'll be interesting to see how qualifying goes.
for sure. Now, I mean, it's a really, I mean, this is a drafter's track at Road Atlanta, especially because that huge back straight coming downhill. You can gain a lot of speed in the draft and kind of slip past your rivals, stick it right in the chicane and get along by. But yeah, with that gearing limitation, that's definitely going to shake things up.
Michael Cossier, as I've found out it's pronounced, currently sits on the provisional pole with a 125. That is not a well, it's not that bad of a lap, but it's not an accurate lap. They haven't qualified yet. These are kind of all just people's out laps.
For sure, drivers are still, getting warmed up.
Running second, Michael Gaglione. Oh, should we keep the tradition of calling him the wrong first name?
I wonder.
Marcus Gaglione currently sits in second. I'll tell you what, he was doing a load of practice. He was doing a lot of practice for this race. And he was, I think he might have been one of the vocal minority that didn't enjoy the car. They didn't necessarily have an issue with the car. It's more so it wasn't really suited their driving style. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not a car that they preferred. I also could be getting this entirely wrong. I know Jason was in the same boat too. He was just fair. He was just like, yeah, I'm just not used to this car, but I hopefully he can improve to a lot better. And now, on the contrary, Doug Newman, he said he was really digging the car. He was loving it. I think Nathan was enjoying it too. It might have been somebody else.
For sure.
I'm just,
Overall,
I'm just
decent split of opinions, but yeah, for the most part, I think the vast majority do enjoy it quite a bit. Nathan Hodgins with a very quick time, 1:24.804. Drivers starting to kind of tick in their fast laps now and their flyers after their warm-ups. So I don't know if you want to do, Josh. Let's go to a break and just take a look at our ads.
And we're from our sponsors.
Yeah, you know, they pay the bills around here, keep the lights on. So we'll give them a little shout, and then we will come back and continue the action in qualifying. Yeah, you're... Hey everybody, back from a little ad break. You know, we want to thank our sponsors, of course, Ontario Time Attack, who's been putting the series on for us, and of course Hip Motorsports, who's been a supporter, as well as 13 Motorsports and Adrena Garage, all who have been adamant supporters of the series and providing prizes for our drivers as well. So thanks to those who have supported the series. And yeah, going through the last 13 minutes of qualifying, drivers have now put down some of their fast laps. So we have Nathan Hodgins with a 1:24.479, Valdia Pietro right behind with a 1:24.492, and Michael Gaglione not too far behind with a 1:24.640. Top three drivers in the 24s right now. Other drivers in the 25s and 26s, but not too far behind. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more times kind of fall down as the qualifying session progresses. Yep, we can do our picks. Yeah, let's do picks.
All right.
Sorry about the delay, everybody. Had a little technical difficulties on my side. We got all sorted out, but yeah.
Let's do
back.
picks. All right, you ready for my pick? Oh, was I? Was I definitely? Oh man. Tell you what. Here's my pick. He couldn't bring it home last week. I think his late run. I think his late run was cut off by the technical issue we had. Hopefully we won't have that issue this time as I knock on my desk. My pick. He's gonna win it. He's in the 3 car. He's doing it for Dale. It's Gerald Nemert.
Gerald again. You know what? I can't argue with that, but If I had to pick,
I'm gonna make a second pick after you.
I
get 2
think
picks.
I don't know. You know, I think Nathan Hodgins actually. Like, I mean, he's been really strong in this car all week.
Nathan's a pretty good pick.
So it's a pretty solid pick. Also, I'm thinking, you know, maybe Michael Coisier or even Jackson Oliveira can pull something out of the hat. They've been pretty good in these rear-wheel drive cars in the past, so we'll see.
You know, my pick, my second pick. I get 2 picks because I said so.
Yes.
He's gonna win this race. None other than, we finally got the first name right, Marissa Gaglione is gonna win this race.
Absolutely, no question.
Marissa Gaglione is gonna win this race.
I
Gerald Nemhart's gonna win the race, but Michael Gaglione is gonna finish second.
That's what we're calling the 1-2
We have a car
right here.
stopped in the chicane. Jackson is stopped in the chicane. You all right, Jackson? You all right, driver?
Well, yeah, it's just sitting there.
He's trying to get some gears. On my screen, his rear wheels are spinning backwards, which is a product of the fine sim that is Assetto Corsa.
Oh yeah, there's a slight little bit of movement. Let's see if we can get a better look at that.
Oh, Nemhard goes 14th. Let's go. My pick.
Nope, still cycling backwards.
He's in the
Doug with the fastest lap with a 140.
Oh, there he goes.
320. Val not too far behind with a 124 322.
Jackson's disconnected.
Yeah, disconnection issue for Jackson. So hopefully he gets that sorted out and can join and put some faster laps in before the race starts.
Yes! He's back. Val's gone second fastest. Nathan is third. I think literally down to 5th. Hopefully he improves. I guess the best part about racing in a kind of like a feeder series, or like, not even, this isn't even really club, but I guess feeder series cars.
What would that be?
Jordan. It's, you can look at all of the weird, really small brand sponsors on the cars.
Yeah, no, you know what? That makes sense. Small time sponsorship, right?
What is Laser Tools?
Motorsports?
On Walter B. What is Laser Tools?
Walter B. Let's take a look. Laser Tools.
What are Laser Tools?
Are they lasers? Are they?
Why
tools?
is the name? Why is the name on the name rail so far backwards?
Are they tools made of lasers?
That's what I want to know.
Or
is
lasers made from tools?
Is it tools to work on lasers?
Or is it a tool that is also a laser?
That's true.
I don't know. We'll never know. Let's take a look at some of our other drivers on track. Val sending it to turn 1 with an unsponsored vehicle. Speaking of the grassroots sponsorships, so we got a little.
It's an unsponsored car.
Got a little thing on the nose there on the bumper. But,
yeah, I noticed.
Nothing crazy.
A lot of these cars have the number board like in between the side skirt and the door.
It's a very strange spot.
Why would you not just put it on the door? Because some of them have it on like the front of the door.
Like, what if the door came off during the race? Now what?
Well, just even in terms of if you're applying that sticker, right?
Yeah.
You have to cut it.
You gotta it's gotta go like in the seam. All that fancy stuff.
You have to cut that sticker. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think, you know, the hazards of racing. Racing is unpredictable, as people say.
Of course, right?
I mean, if the door falls off.
I have literally seen clips of this
how am I supposed
car's
to know what the
door
number
falling
is?
off.
You know? What if we were racing Jeeps?
I've seen clips from the Ginetta Super Cup where the door has fallen off. Yeah, what if a race? Maybe we'll do Jeeps next season.
Yeah, is it something that we will understand though?
If I find a Jeep mod, we'll do it next season.
Oh, I'm holding you to that. Whoa!
Uh-oh.
Somebody going off the top of the final corner. I can't tell who that is.
Yeah, I'll save this. I got a bone to pick with a lot of these sponsors, but we'll save that for the race. Meantime, qualifying. Daniel's also in the unsponsored car. Got the smallest stripe ever on a race car. Why is it so small?
It's tiny.
It's not even centered. Why? Anyway, Val's on the pole. Provisionally. You see Val using a lot of the curb on the exit of the end of the S's. I think it's 5. The S's are weird because they like it's 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is like 4 different corners, and then there's 5.
Yeah, and it's very tricky. Like you have to set your line like on the entrance into the first part of the S's. You have to set it very early, because if you get the wrong timing on your entry into the first part there, you're basically screw yourself for the entire rest of the S's. There's no other way around it. It's very, very tricky to get that rhythm right, and just requires a lot of patience and really kind of focusing on getting your entry in the first spot right, and then you kind of just cut through it as cleanly as you can, because it can be very unforgiving if you mistime your entry point or anything of the sort.
Yeah, the Road Atlanta S's are a particularly tricky corner for both in this and in the real world. So a lot of cars go off the S's. It's one of those very deceiving corners, because the issue is once you start taking the S's, you're in the S's. You don't. There is no escape route. You are in. You're in it. You say you
Yeah,
got to get to turn 5
asphalt
somehow.
or grass, and either way, it's gonna happen.
You'll get to turn 5 eventually.
Yep,
It's
Philip
the key.
doing a top 10 time now, 125.993. Just watched him go across the line. Riding in with Daniel now as he crosses the line here. We'll see what he can do. Sitting on board with Daniel Santibanez, crossing the line onto the grass a little bit. Very strong lap time at 125.7, puts himself now ahead of Philip
He's in
into 10th place.
Little battling. Picks down to 17th, unfortunately. Got a couple people that unfortunately weren't able to make it today.
Ooh, Daniel with a big snap oversteer moment
Oh,
there,
no.
and ended up in the wall.
Oh,
Big wreck. Gets it
talking
going
about the
again.
S's.
Speaking of the S's.
Yeah, it's like, well, there you go. Yeah, a couple people unfortunately not able to show up tonight. Dimitri's not here, fortunately. Somebody else isn't here. Don't remember who it was. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, Marcos I think as well.
Marco's not here.
Not here as well. We're gonna sit in with Val now, watching his onboard here. Come to the first corner to get the car set in, up the hill, and now this first entry into the S's here is very blind to turn 3. Take as much curb as you can, and now through the S's, your timing is very important to try to maximize hitting that apex and not push it too wide. Not too bad. Braking hard to turn 5, taking a little bit of grass and using as much of the exit curb as you can. Oh, Laszlo going completely end over end in front of Val there. Val manages to squeeze by all right. Now down to the hairpin section here. I hate this corner. This is the worst corner on the track. It sucks.
7 is a pretty bad corner. Well, there we go.
Oh, nicely saved by Val. Nice little oversteer, little flex going on there. It was
fun fact.
Well held.
That was turn 8. We each went by that slight kink in the straightaway. That's turn 8.
Yes, that is a turn.
Here's turn 9. It's real treacherous one.
Oh man, ooh.
Whoa, watch out.
Wow. Now into the chicane here. Using a lot of that curb on the outside to kind of square off the corner and go. Same thing on the exit. Coming up the hill, using the blend lines of pin entry just a little bit to get the car tucked in nicely and across the line. And Val does a. See what he does. I can't even tell. Was it
124.28. That's the lap time that I had listed.
Yeah, it's the lap time I had as well. Very strong pace from the top 7. It looks like Joseph Yang with a 124.6, so he's running with those folks as well. Doug Newman with a 124.320, just sitting in the pits. Nathan Hodgins, who was our pole sitter at one point in time, not too far behind Val, with a 124.372. So we'll see if he can find an extra 10th there for that pole position. It's going to be tight finish with 3 minutes of qualifying remaining.
Definitely will. Just watching these laps now. I've just learned that I can pull the delta up on the screen, so that's cool.
That is
now monitoring Val's delta. Believe it or not, Val is down on his delta as he slows down on the backstrip. Look, Newman's in second, hoping to challenge for first. This is his out lap. See how it goes.
See what Nathan puts down there. I don't think it's going to be a PB, so he'll have to try again. Let me know when, we'll see when Doug crosses the line to see where he does his fast lap and see if we can sit along with him and see if we can usurp Val off pole position.
Just coming to the back straight now.
Yep, these top 3 drivers are really pushing really hard. Nathan on a flyer as well, coming through the S's. Car sponsored by Boardley and Roberts.
Boardley Roberts?
Boardley and Roberts, allegedly.
Oh, and Roberts.
Yeah, and a damage contractor. Very, very interesting. Nathan getting onto the grass here. I don't know if that's going to cost him his time there. He kind of managed to hold it okay. It didn't seem too bad in terms of pace, but I don't think it's going to do him any favors if he's trying to set a flyer.
Doug Newman coming up through turn 1.
So we're going to take a look at Doug Newman now through turn 1. Up the hill.
Watch that curb on the inside of turn 3. That curb will deceive a lot of different people.
It's treacherous.
And through the S's, don't use that curb either. A lot of Road Atlantas knowing which curbs to use and which ones not to use, but kind of similar to the Nürburgring, actually.
Absolutely.
Using the inside curb there, that's pretty bold strategy. Not abusing the exit curb there, as we usually see. Unless my timing is inaccurate, Doug Newman is almost a second behind his Delta. This is not looking like it's going to be a flyer, unfortunately. Not a fast lap for Doug Newman.
No, for sure. He had a couple issues there coming through the S's and into this whole, I guess, second sector of the lap, and now in the back straight. We'll see if he can make up some time in the chicane, but we'll see what happens. Nathan Hodgins pitting, I guess, not being able to best his lap time, but it's good enough for third place. Doug goes through the final chicane here. Misses the apex a little bit on the left-hand side, and I think it's going to cost him his lap. He seems to kind of just cruise out, and yeah, no, he is definitely just kind of bailing out on that one. And I think that's going to hand Val. Ooh,
oh, he's
Doug
at the pit wall.
Getting all out of sorts
oh,
in the
no.
pits here. Ooh.
Oh, he's in the garage.
Oh, no, he's wedged her.
Doug Newman has crashed into the garage.
He's wedged her real good.
Oh, terrible news. Well, he's reset to his pit box. Is
Val
anybody still on a flyer?
grass.
Phil is still on a flyer. Don't know if they're going to let him finish it. They will not. Phil is going to retain his 11th place spot. And we're on the grid. Got some big names to do. You want me to do the grid rundown?
Let's do it.
I'm going to do the grid rundown. All right, on the pole. The pole sitter. The head honcho. Numero uno. Vale Pietro. Doug Newman's sitting in second. He's in the catbird seat. He's in the on the inside. He's going to have a great opportunity into turn 1. Hopefully it doesn't take him out. That would suck. Ethan Hodgins is in third. Joseph Yang is in fourth. Michael Gaglione is in fifth. Thomas Langel's in 6th. Jackson's in 7th. Brett's in 8th. Michael's in 9th. Daniel's in 10th. Phil's in 11th. I got a text message on my phone. Walter's in 12th. Jason Selly is in 13th. Paul Todd's in 14th. Randy Zoomer. Well, Randy Zimmer, but we call him Zoomer. Is in 15th. Matt Alexander is in 16th. Gerald Nembhard, my pick, is in 17th. Brady C is in 18th. Anthony H is in 19th. Laszlo T is in 20th. Giuliano's sitting in 21st. Ren sitting in 22nd. Lee Larson sitting in 23rd. Alex Milo's in 24th. And Alex Sherrod. It's an Alex and Alex last row. Alex Sherrod sits in the 25th spot. That's everything.
We're going to sit along, see how these
oh, wait.
drivers stack up. If we look at the rear of the field here, we can actually see, because we are fielding a much larger field, we're going to sit in behind Alex Sherrod here. That there, most of the drivers, or at least a good chunk of them, are actually on the last corner here. So they start kind of curved here at Road Atlanta, because the start-finish line is very, very, very early on at the end of the last corner. The start-finish is essentially right at this Michelin sign here. So the actual front straight at Road Atlanta is pretty short. So you have some drivers that are going to be focused on kind of getting around the bend as it starts, and yeah, it starts at Road Atlanta can be kind of contentious for this reason, because you have this kind of last corner here, and it's a bit of a scramble as people are trying to kind of get around one another, and yeah, it makes things interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, I really feel for all the guys who are starting on the corner. Road Atlanta doesn't really do standing starts, which is but the downside of Soto courses, we've got to do standing starts. And the issue with that is that some tracks like this aren't meant for standing starts. So this will be fun.
Absolutely, yeah. Road Atlanta, I mean, in IMSA, they're rolling starts pretty much 100% of the time. So, that's the thing where it's like you said, Road Atlanta, they don't really do rolling starts ever because there's no need.
Standing starts.
Standing starts. Excuse me.
Right, they do
Freudian
roll
slip.
starts all the time.
No need for doing standing starts, but speaking of standing starts, our race starts in 10 seconds. First red light's going to come on in a couple seconds, and here we go. We are off.
And we go.
Val stalling.
Oh no!
Oh, getting a horrible start. Doug Newman now getting a jump into first place. Rough start for Val there. I wonder why he must have stalled it or something.
Val's all the way down in 9th. A terrible start. Maybe he wasn't paying attention. I don't know, but Doug Newman's going to lead the field going into turn 3. This is usually a pretty big heartbreak corner, but it looks like everybody's going to be somewhat clean. Always
People
go
are
down.
keeping it well sorted. Joseph Yang able to jump up to 3rd. Michael Gaglione down to 5th place. A couple drivers shuffled around their order. I think Val ended up all the way back in 9th, so getting a really rough start, and he'll have to fight his way back to the field. Michael Gaglione going off at turn 5 there. Unfortunately, what happened with him. Thomas and Joseph Yang also side by side here, vying for position on this first lap. Michael Gaglione having to rejoin all the way back in 24th, I guess, having to wait for the whole pack of cars to come through before rejoining safely. So rough go for him on the first lap, but I mean, at least he does have the pace, and hopefully he can claw some positions back. Speaking of drivers going for position, we have Brett Reichert on Jackson Oliveira, gets the pass done and up into 5th.
That is a huge blow to Michael Gaglione on the first lap. But so he's going to have a lot of work to do for the next hour.
Yeah, Jackson and Brett going absolutely wheel to wheel here on lap 1, just trying to vie for position. Oh no! Contact! Brett gets tapped into the pit entry and is going to have to rejoin here safely. It's a bit tight and manages to do so. Down in 15th place. Val's already fought his way back up to 5th. Very impressive.
Gets past Jackson. Might have been a little bit of contact there door to door, but I don't think anything too serious, if any at all. Philip going side by side with Michael.
A lot of action on these opening laps at Road Atlanta here. Phil now in 8th place. Daniel Santibana is close behind. These 3 drivers are very close together. We'll see what comes of this. Honestly, there's a lot to track here today with these drivers going side by side. Nathan Hodgins is actually very close to Doug Newman as well. As Daniel goes on the inside, turns 6, but has to run wide, and Philip does the old over-under and gets it done and sticks the pass and keeps on going in the Forkers sponsored vehicle.
Alex Milo and Lee Larson, I think, might have gone off at turn 5.
Oh, Walter off as well.
Oh no, more cars in the hairpin.
Gaglione off as well again. Not sure, there must have been some contact or something. Anthony Ho there as well. Back at the pack for these boys, and we're going to have to work the way back up. Another brutal blow to Gaglione. He's having a really rough go of this race as, oh my goodness, the battle for 11th right now. There are literally 5 cars in going 3 wide into the chicane here. Randy getting out into 10th place. Brett Reichert now in 11th. Jason Selly and Matt Alexander not far behind, as well as Paul Todd. Very close together. This pack is they're racing tight. They're racing hard. So it's
our battle for the lead has become a 3-car race. Joseph Yang's gone to the back of Nathan Hodgins.
Let's jump in with these gentlemen. Doug Newman, 0.6 seconds. Yeah, our top 4 cars are all within basically a half second of each other. So it's going to be quite an interesting battle here as they come through turn 6 here and then onto the hairpin portion. Turn 7, tucking in nicely. Your exit here is so key for the straight because, you know, it really determines how close you get in the draft. It can really help you on the entrance of that chicane. Doug getting away well, so looks like Nathan and Joseph Yang are just going to kind of filter in behind. Thomas seems to get a really good run on Joseph Yang, though, so we'll see if he can make something happen before the chicane. Takes a look on the inside. And
we had a thought about it.
He had a thought. He had a thought, but not today.
Paul Todd getting past Matt Alexander for 13th.
Ooh, a little bit of contact there between him and Matt Alexander. Getting really feisty, those boys.
So what we're learning is these cars are very dangerous
Paul
on the back
Todd
straight.
squeezing by Jason Selly as well, having to stay outside with the chicane, and he sticks it. So Paul Todd now up in 12th place. lot of battles, a lot of battles. We can jump in with back with Thomas and Joseph Yang as well as they go through the S's here, because these two guys are very, very tight.
Thomas and Joseph going at it for Thomas is looking to get third.
Thomas gets a really good run at a 5. But I don't know.
Thomas looking to get third. Joseph's looking to get second.
Yeah,
Nathan's looking to get first.
Just taking a look. A little bit of patience, I think, and Thomas with a good exit here can get Joseph on the straight once again. So we'll see what happens here. Seems to get a good exit. Now the draft is going to work in his favor. We will see.
Yeah, so what we've learned apparently is that these cars are dangerous on the back straight because the draft is insane.
Yep.
I did not factor this
getting
draft.
by, getting it done. Let's see if he can stick it on the inside. Looks to get it done. It's Thomas Melangio now up into 3rd place.
Oh, kind of blows the corner a little bit.
Joseph Yang is not going to give up without a fight, having to run wide. A little bit onto the grass,
Oh, no.
Joseph Yang. And Val takes 4th place now, fighting back after his really rough start with the stall that he had there. Pretty good recovery for him, considering obviously how close the pack is at the front here. He has a contention really for the lead as he works the rest of the pack. So Val's just looking to pick off Thomas now. And we will see how that goes.
Thomas getting a bit sideways, hitting the curb. It's going to compromise his run to the S's. There goes Val up to 3rd.
Squeezes right in, takes 3rd place, and now
Oh,
Thomas
he hits
now
the
down
curb
to 3rd,
too.
or into 4th rather. Val, I'm sure, now looking to hunt down Nathan Hodgins for 2nd.
Watch that exit curb come out of the S's. It's a rookie mistake to take a little bit too much curb there because there actually is a bump in the curb. And it's a pretty surefire way to end your race or write your car off, depending on whether you partake to the virtual or real lapping around the circuit.
Absolutely. It's that's a tricky one.
Oh, Gerald, I think, has gone off. Well, I mean, commentator's curse. I think he just basically did exactly what I said.
He keeps it going. Had a little bit of an off, I think, on the grass there, but now down to 17th place, fighting with Giuliano, and I believe that's Renlo close behind as well.
Renlo got on the brakes, checking up to avoid rear-ending Gerald.
Oh, Nathan and Doug
lost hit the wall.
Sitting with these guys because they are absolutely on it.
Or battle for the lead.
Battle for the lead. Nathan now closing into 3/10 to Doug, so this is one of our closest battles on track. So let's take a look.
Up through turn 1. Turn one's a very deceptive corner because it's fast, it's uphill, but it's also a blind corner. So you really have to be confident in the car to get the most out of it through that corner. But the other issue is that if you're overconfident with that grass, the grass runoff on the outside, it's usually doesn't go well if you're a bit too overconfident.
Yeah, it's punishing. I mean, Road Atlanta is punishing, and like you said, turn 1 is blind, and there's a lot of other blind corners on this track. So it's a matter of kind of, you know, you got to bring yourself up to speed and get used to the racing line, and after a certain point, you just have to kind of trust your car.
Eggs and Lee went wide in turn 1. Jason was also
I think
slow and
Gaglione
picked up speed on the
backwards through turn 2 here, or turn 3, and just stalled it, and just had a rough go for Mike. Gets it going again down to 23rd, but he's gonna have to fight his way back out the field.
And it is not Mike's day. He's put so much practice into the events. I know for a fact that he's going to be kicking himself over that. Just ran wide in turn 1, and the issue is, like I said, it's so high speed when you go wide in turn 1. It's kind of, your fate's kind of sealed.
You really have to kind of just throw the car in, trust that you timed it right, and the car will set in on its line. But yeah, if you push it a little too deep or take a little too much entry speed, yeah, you're going off in the grass, and it's not a fun time.
Just wanted to say that Jason was also slow on the front straight in that last lap too. I was about to start talking about him and the way the cars go wide. It was not sure what happened there. Almost like maybe there's contact. He got spun off on the straightaway. Who knows? It's definitely a weird one.
Absolutely. Nathan and Doug still very, very close together. Val actually closing the gap to those folks as well. Now within a half second of the two guys battling for first place. So it looks like this might be a three-way battle for the lead soon enough.
Might be. Nathan's still trying to get past Doug. Doug, I mean, as is usual, just running some flying laps. His last lap a 125.7. Nathan's last lap a 125.8. The Val's
Nathan
last lap on
seems to have the
125.
run here with the draft. Looks
Oh,
like
maybe
he
he's
might
got-
get it done, but he's going to be on the outside. Doug protecting the inside. We'll see what happens here for this next couple set of corners. Nathan getting the job done. Doug having to filter in behind in second place. And Val now looking to get some P2 behind Doug here.
Some lap traffic. Alex Sherrod's there, going to be on the apex the last corner. Certainly going to make things spicy. Doesn't seem to be an issue so far. Oh, Thomas goes off in fourth. Keeps it going straight, though.
Doug looking on the inside, takes a
Whoa.
look, having to check up, and I think that's going to let Val through. Yeah, Val takes second.
It was
Oh,
close.
man, I think he just took a lot more speed than Nathan did into that corner. Had to check up really hard and just left the door open on the inside for Val to slip through. That's cost him a full second, more than a second, as Doug is just trying to recover now and get his pace back up to these top two guys. That really hurt him, but we'll see. You know, Doug can still close enough by that he can bring that gap closer and closer together and fight for the lead once again.
100%.
Ooh, Nathan going onto the grass.
We've seen that move in turn one happen so many times and end up just about the same way. Usually ends with both cars going off. So it's kind of impressive they both kept going straight. Pretty heads-up driving. Val looking to challenge for the lead. He might have it this time if he can break a bit later.
Nice and clean. But let's see
find
now.
out on the
Corner
brake,
entry, he's gonna have to give. Yeah, no, he squeezes right by. Nathan really doesn't try to extend his braking zone or anything to kind of put up a fight or anything, and Val slips by into first place. So our new race leader, third race leader in over 3 laps now, Val Di Pietro, P1.
Walter has gone off at turn 5 once again. I think he did the old-fashioned dip a wheel. Seems to be a common theme here.
Absolutely. The battle for second is getting spicy as well now with Doug, Thomas, and Nathan Hodgins still close together. Doug seems to be a bit out of rhythm now following that little incident that he had in the last lap. And looks like Thomas Langille's trying to take advantage of that as well.
% battle in here. Thomas maybe trying to look to make a move. Not quite there. Got to be thinking about what kind of moves he's going to make into, especially we've still got an hour, 27 minutes left in this race. It's a lot of time for opportunities. That's the other thing, too. I guess we should probably talk strategy. I can't remember if we talked that earlier. I was talking a pretty interesting strategy for today's race because I was talking with the drivers earlier, and based off the size of the tank and the compound of the tires, they might actually be able to make it with no stops.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a true Ironman with a full hour 40 minutes with no stops. So
it looks like it was going to be the top drivers, like Val, Nathan, Doug, all of them were still debating it because there might actually be some advantage to running like not a full tank and making it. Doug goes off. Ooh. Oh,
lost the rear end there and just didn't have enough luck to catch it. Now Doug's gonna have to rejoin all the way back in 5th place. I mean, he does have a gap behind him to Jackson in 6th, so that'll help out at least. But he's got his work cut out for him now to kind of get back up with the top 3 there and be fighting for the lead.
But if Doug was one of these drivers who was talking about the potential for maybe short filling the tank and actually taking the stop so you can run with a lighter car, at this point you could be thinking about if he stops early, fills it up,
for sure,
and kind of gets to run some clean air. That's what a lot of the strategy game is going to be. The drivers were still talking about if it's actually viable to stop earlier and just run on the shorter tank and basically short fill it. But that's the other thing. So obviously, if you stay out on the full tank, the full tanks will be a bit slower. But you also some drivers maybe be a bit more in the rhythm.
Absolutely.
Keep checked in. Some people don't like that rhythm being broken up.
For sure, and I mean it's one of those things, right? They always have a debate, whether or not if you do take your stop, you just gotta do the math, right? If I stop for fuel, it's gonna take some time in the pits. Can I equalize that in terms of my extra pace on track, right? So. If you are no stopping, obviously your tires are gonna be worn down a lot more than somebody, let's say, who decides to pit and take fuel, like maybe short fuel or fresh tires or something like that. So it's kind of a risk that I'm sure many drivers are debating, but it's always about with endurance racing is these these strategies are at play, what's the most amount of laps I can do within the allotted time, right? And that's all about kind of just keeping your average lap time as solid as possible.
100%. Matt Alexander getting past Laszlo for 13th. Smilo's trying to work on Jason Selly. Michael Gaglione, he's currently running 20th. Had some contact there. I felt bad for him. He was just trying to get around a lapped car. Lap car got a little bit confused. No harm, no foul. But today just really has not been his day.
Absolutely, especially after a strong qualifying appearance to just kind of fall back right on lap 1 and just like dominoes, it just kept going wrong with for him. Multiple incidents. But he's now kind of going to claw back up into 19th, I believe, getting past Ren here. So, pace is still there for Michael Gaglione. It's just a matter of just trying to execute and really just kind of drive the best recovery race that he can at this point and see how much of the field he can jump for these points. So, these are the breaks. That's racing. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. But, I mean, these races are long, right? So it's all about, just kind of get back in the car, and just get back on track and drive the best race you can drive. And if the pace is good, then you can claw more positions back than you think.
Yeah, well, news, my man Brady C has left the building. Brady C will not be finishing today's race.
We have Ren and Alex battling for position here for 18th. Ren getting a nice little run here in the draft. Taking a peek on the inside, and it looks like he might have it. See as they crest the hill here. Looks like it's going to go in the braking zone. Alex Milo getting a bit out of the grass there, but holds it okay. Ren's going to back out, I guess. Just kind of for his own sanity. Sticking a car on the inside of that chicane, you got to be very deliberate with it. You got to be very basically alongside. And also, if you stick it on the inside there, it's going to compromise your exit for the second part of the chicane. So it's all about kind of strategy and where you place your car on the track and things like that too.
And then Val going into the chicane, getting a bit close.
Sitting with these two top 2 drivers. Val.
We've had a battle for the lead pretty much this entire race. It's been quite interesting, actually.
Absolutely, gotten both very strong pace. Mid 125s, Val doing a 125.4 his last lap, and Nathan with a 125.3, so actually closing in a little bit. So we'll see how this develops over the next couple of minutes.
Brady has returned. He might have had a brief technical issue, but he's now back. Rejoined the server. I'll tell you what, Nathan Hodgson's putting in a great race, but I mean, man, he got the short end of the stick with that paint. That paint sucks.
Yeah.
That is an atrocious car.
Yeah, it's not.
That is bad.
It's not optimal.
Let's get a paint scheme check. He's got a good paint. I want to give a shout out to Thomas's paint. He's got a pretty cool paint. The Amigos Tequila flavored beer.
That's
a metal sponsor on it. It's a sticker that you'll see on all of the cars. I think this series was sponsored. Not our series, but the Genetic Super Cup was sponsored by Amigos Tequila flavored beer. Frankly, it doesn't sound good.
Concept for a drink.
It doesn't sound good at all. But
no, I mean it's kind of awful. But hey, I'll drink that.
It sounds not good, but the branding looks cool. Jackson's running 6th.
Jackson running a steady race. Let's take a look at his livery as he zooms across turn 8 here. I mean, there's some colors there, some triangles, some things going on.
Really about Jackson?
Well, Paul Todd and Randy going side by side now on the exit T7 on the back straight. Looks like Randy's going to try to shuffle in behind, get some of that draft.
Oh, I worked out what Jackson's paint is. It's a split livery. It's got the zipper.
Fascinating.
Pretty funny. Paul Todd battling.
Paul's going to squeeze by, but Randy's going to have the inside line of that corner. We'll see if Paul can get enough ahead. Randy's not going to give up without a fight. Keeps that position, but yeah, no, really good defensive move by Randy there, and he's going to maintain 11th. But I'm sure Paul's going to try to kind of wager where his next move will be on the next lap as he goes a little bit wide to the last corner and onto his next lap here. And Laszlo is actually really close behind as well, keeping him company. and I'm sure he's eager for that 11th position as well.
Okay, Glen up into 15th. Oh, pretty big comeback drive. Laszlo and Paul are currently duking it out. Down through the S's. Jason and Giuliano also still battling. Battles pretty much all throughout the field. Val still holds a 0.7-second lead over Nathan. So we just got past an hour and 20 to go. Oh, Jason getting sideways in the S's. Oh, dips wheel in the sand, gonna spin on the exit. Oy,
oh
oy,
man,
oy.
what a! It's such a weird spot to beach it. See if he's beached.
Oh, he's
there
good.
don't make it any
watch
easier.
The curbs, watch the curbs. Oh no! Oh! Oh, what was that?
What happened there?
Oh no!
It was Gerald, a couple other guys getting tangled up in that whole
Gerald might
mess.
have been Brady.
Oh man, Jason now down 22nd, getting it going again, but oof, not a good showing there.
Actually, kind of scared me a
taking
little bit.
prisoners. Paul getting a really weird exit out of here, and now Laszlo's going to try to take advantage as well, going on to the final corner here. Randy just on the grass.
Oh, Randy's gonna. Oh, Laszlo's
on the grass.
Oh
and,
no!
Oh, in the wall.
Oh
man.
It's a big hit. Oh, he's still wrecking. Oh no.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, everybody is wrecking here at Road Atlanta.
Oh,
he's still wrecking.
Trouble getting it going again.
Oh man.
Gotta be gentle on the grass. Oh, Laszlo rejoining all the way back in 16th after fighting for 12th there. A little bit of a rough go, but gets it going again. With that, Paul now up into 11th, so inherits the mistakes of Randy as well as Laszlo. So Paul now kind of creeping towards that top 10 position slowly. A bit of a gap between Daniel up ahead, but we'll see what he can do as we get through some lapped traffic here. We have Lee Larson and Gerald battling here as well, close battle, as well as Brett Reichert and Philip Oliveira. So, Lee getting into the wall, and there goes that. So let's sit in with Brett Reichert and Phil Oliveira while we watch for the battle for the lead as well, and see how close that gets together.
Brett's running 8th today. It's a pretty good points considering last week where he left early, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Brett did have some early contact as well in this race.
Yeah, definitely wasn't happy about it.
Recover pretty well, and is running a decent race so far. It seems to be pretty competitive in terms of his pace. Looks to be very tight and close with Philip Oliveira now. So, patience through the S's and through the slow sector here in Sector 2. Maybe he
Nathan getting around Val.
Nathan get by Val.
I think he might have used the lapped car to his advantage. And Nathan's going to take over the lead of this motor race. Val's running in 2nd. Battles all throughout the field. Turns out the Janettas do not miss, as they do in the real world. Or this might just be a Road Atlanta thing, though, but I don't want to chalk it up to Road Atlanta because I don't like Road Atlanta.
Lap traffic really not helping Val here as he's trying to get by Jason Sully here. Will do so on the inside. And really focus on his chase now to get Nathan back. Sitting back in with Brett Reichert and Phil Oliveira as they come down the straight. Brett very close behind. Taking a look on the inside. We'll see if he can make it stick. Late braking. Couldn't do it. Had to yield to Phil as Phil had enough space there to kind of slip on through. And it looks like Thomas is actually going to take advantage of that that move from Brett to try to slip past him as well for 8th place.
Calamity corner, turn 5, claims another victim. Alex Milo slow out of the corner to lose a couple places. Alex Sherrod also involved. Gets her going again.
Val and Phil, not too close together, but then, excuse me, Val and Phil. Brett and Phil. But you have Thomas all over Brett like a dirty shirt here.
Dirty shirt, wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
like a cheap suit, as we said.
Like a cheap suit.
All over him like a cheap suit.
I gotta buy a cheap suit for one of these broadcasts. It'd be pretty funny. Gags is up to 12th.
Look at him go. What a recovery so far. Thomas sticking it outside, taking a look, not going to work. But really, if he can focus on his exit here, he might be able to get the job done. Great run. Clips the apex with Brett going a little bit wide, and I think that's going to do it. Let's sit along board.
Val's gotten past Nathan for the lead. Everything is happening.
My goodness. Let's sit back in with Thomas as he slips by Brett here. He's going to have the inside. A little bit of side drafting action. you know, give each other space, but not too much space. You want to make them squirm a little bit. Thomas slipping in. Ooh, getting a little out of sorts, and I think that's going to hurt his exit. Brett's going to take a look again, but if he protects that inside, it's... Ooh, man. Very, very close battles. Very, very close. Brett's going to take a look on the inside through turn 1. And he might have it. Ooh. Very, very tight. Very tight, these drivers.
Close racing, but importantly, they're keeping it clean. Val now has a second lead on the lead. Have to deal with some lapped cars. These lapped cars themselves might also be on different laps. They are. Brady C's trying to make his comeback drive after that fortunate disconnect he had earlier.
Yep. Val getting by Alex Milo, and then Brady C kind of zipping on through as well.
Hey, what though? Val's getting some free tow.
Yep. Free tow always helps. Tom's getting ahead of Phil as well now for 7th place. Phil trying to tuck it behind. Ooh, I'm not sure if there was a little bit of contact there. Someone's car looked a little bit unsettled. I think Phil's got a bit of a bad exit, and Brett's going to try to take some of that draft as well. Sitting back in with the front drivers as they come through turn 1 now. Val still in 1st place. A lot of lead changes between him and Nathan over the last little while. But yeah, no, I mean, honestly, we're 30 minutes in, essentially, almost, and this pack this field's still very tight. You know, there's a bit of spread, but really, it's not that crazy. There's a lot of really, really close battles throughout the entire field.
Brett Phillips still going at it. Phillip gets a bit loose coming out of turn 1.
Yeah, Brett's gonna try to slip on through, but tucking behind. I mean, it's really hard to nail a pass for turn 3. It's, you know, you got to put your car right in the right spot.
Yeah,
Brett
the guy in front basically has to give up. Don't know how much is gonna help, but or how much it's gonna do.
It's the you got to blind the driver in front of you technique.
Oh, of course, yeah. That'll
Brett
really
taking a look
work
inside, backs out of it again. Yeah, the back straight really is the primo passing spot at Road Atlanta.
It seems like it is.
So let's see, seems to get a good draft. More flashies.
Wonder if it works.
Seems to give him a little extra speed. Gets alongside now into the chicane.
Yeah, is that how that works?
Hard on the brakes. Phil's gonna, oof. Brett's gonna have to check up again. But he gets a much better exit now, and he's gonna go take a look inside, and looks like he'll stick it and get it done. So now Brett up into 8th place, but Phil's right behind him. Takes a look outside. Brett kind of trying to make a move. Kind of, you know, you gotta kind of juke the guy behind you, throw down a little block. So, you know.
Jason Selly is slow. I think Anthony actually just got the run on him. A couple guys were slow coming out of turn 5.
Absolutely. Giuliano and Laszlo also pretty close together. Coming down now through the front straight. Giuliano's livery pretty sweet. Demon Week. Interesting.
Is that what it says? Is that what Giuliano's livery? It says Demon Tweak.
Demon Tweak.
I don't know what that means.
I don't.
I think it's
oh,
like.
I didn't even see the T there.
Yeah, Demon Tweaks.
Turns out I cannot read.
I think maybe it's like a setup shop. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's a weird name.
Maybe.
Demon Tweaks.
Interesting nonetheless.
No affiliation.
No affiliation.
Tell you what though, if you guys are in the United Kingdom, you need an electrical, mechanical, and pumping specialist. Contact Boardley and Roberts from Nathan Hodges' car.
Yep, and also their managing contractor arm, CP. Didn't even see the.
Oh, CP Dines. Yeah,
CP
of course.
Dines.
How could I forget? If you guys. These sponsors. So if you guys ever need scaffolding, though, shout out to Texo Scaffolding and Construction Limited. I've never seen a place sell scaffolding, apart from like Home Depot. Joseph Yang's gone off track because I talked about his sponsor. I'm so sorry.
Commentator's curse once again.
Doug Newman might capitalize in the laser tools machine.
Leaders hitting some more lap traffic here. We're looking at Nathan Hodgins now running through a whole pack of cars. Looks like Red Low, Gerald Nemhard, and I think Giuliano is here.
Nemhard's my pick. He's running 17th. He's gonna battle Ren Wire. They're both tipping a wheel on the grass for good luck.
Yeah, you know, just give it a little kiss.
What is his sponsor? One of Ren's sponsors is E.J. Churchill with the tagline, "The Home of Shooting." It's probably like a photography shop, I assume.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
I'd imagine. No gun store ever advertises themselves as the home of shooting. Doug Newman has gone past Joseph Yang.
Get the job done. Doug now back in a podium position, something he's been kind of fighting for this entire race after getting a little out of sorts between Val and Nathan there. Not doing too bad in the Laser Tools Ginetta.
He's not. Let's go through the rest of the grid, get some paints. We've got Jackson, he's got his split livery.
Oh, Thomas Langiel going off.
They go off the chicane?
I believe so. He rejoins back in 9th place. Philip and Brett now inheriting 7th and 8th, respectively. Thomas actually had those two drivers beat before, and he was running in, I believe, up in 6th or 5th. I'm not sure if Michael Koisier was ahead of him or not, but yeah, really rough go for Thomas. Brett Reichert in the pits, so it seems like he's one of the first drivers. I think the first driver to jump in.
Maybe he's one of the short fillers.
We will see.
Oh, Walter has crashed coming out of the S's. Ow.
Yeah, Walter's. Man. Oof.
Well, he didn't hit him, so.
That would have. That was Phil, actually. I'm sure he got the scare of his life.
That scared him.
Yeah, it's questionable. It was questionable. We'll call it questionable.
A little bit of bumping. Pretty chaotic here, especially now that the leaders are really. We basically probably got about 3 different layers of lapped cars.
Absolutely. Do we have time for a Ginetta fun fact?
Let's go for a Ginetta fun fact while I find some more funny paints.
So Ginetta cars started in 1958.
It's true.
Four brothers started the company.
It's true.
In England.
It's true.
All of their cars, every single model from Ginetta,
every car
starts with a G.
It's
so
true.
you had the first car was a G2. I don't know why they didn't do G1, G2. Then the G3 and G4, G4, G10, G11, G12, G15, G21, G19 and G20 came after for some reason. And then, you know, running through the 20s, the G27, like the racing wheel.
Oh, I have 25.
Came out in 1985, an ugly thing. Then your G32, G33.
Ugly thing. Wow.
And then all the way up to the G50. So the G50 was the first basically modern car from Ginetta, as it were. Traded in 2005. And I believe the G55, which is the cars that are racing today as well, are the successor of the G50. Very similar motor vehicles, same chassis. G55 just has an updated engine, updated 3.7 liter Ford motor with 380 horsepower, versus the G50 I believe had a 3.5 liter with 300.
Might have.
Perhaps.
Ginetta had an LMP. Well, actually, that's probably one of your later facts. Do you know Ginetta had an LMP1? They're really good. R/WEC sponsor. Oh no! Somebody's gone off in the hairpin. Oh, Gerald, my pick has gone off in turn 2. Oh.
Rough go for Gerald. He actually, you know, had a bit of a rough start, but was able to kind of claw his way back to his original starting position up to 18th, and now he's going to end up back in 19th, and I think Jason Selly's going to be able to squeeze by him as well. Taking a look through the S's, but, you know, very tough to pass there, so I'm sure he's just going to bide his time and see what he can do through turn 6 to 7 here.
Oh, Gerald Nemhard hop, skipping, and jumping through the turn 5 curbs. Gonna lose place to Jason back up in the 19th. Give a shout out to Michael Gaglione. I know I basically exclusively talked about him for the entire broadcast, but he's in 10th now.
Quite the comeback after ending up just in a series of unfortunate events all the way at the back of the field. To kind of claw it back with within half an hour to the top 10 is quite an achievement. So, you know, his pace is strong. he's lapping about over a second faster than Daniel Santibáñez right now, who's in front of 9th place. So I'm sure we're going to see him claw some more positions back as the race progresses.
If he's lapping a lot faster like that, it makes you think, is he on the short fuel tank?
I wonder.
Find out. I know Val. I was talking with Val earlier. I don't mean to give away his strategy, but he basically said he's going to do what Doug tells him. So we got to watch to see what Doug does. It'll be interesting.
Val's a man of minimal practice, so the fact that Val kind of prides himself on being able to kind of just jump in, get used to a car really quickly, and be in the lead of this race and putting on very strong times, despite the lack of practice. So really leveraging the guys like Doug Newman and Michael Gaglione and other folks who do spend the time hashing out these combos and really figuring out the strategy.
They do a lot of practice.
They do a lot of practice, so if you can't beat him, join him, as Val thinks in his head. So
pretty much,
it's the way she goes. Free strat, no practice. Just jump in.
Battle here for 4th. Jackson moving over to break the draft.
Joseph getting a decent run, but I mean, coming through the campground turn 8, I don't think he's going to be close enough into the chicane here, unless he tries a late braking move. Takes a look on the outside. Jackson kind of covering off and trying to keep it neat and tidy. Both of them get a decent exit, but Joseph seems to get the better exit out of the chicane there. Much closer now as they cross the start-finish. We'll see if he can take a look and make something stick in a turn 1. Takes a look on the inside. Jackson's going to squeeze him a little bit, so he's going to try around the outside.
Oh, Joseph
Yang touches the grass, and he is out in turn 1. Oh, you hate to see it.
Heartbreak.
You hate to see it. Michael Koiser up into 5th place.
Jackson just doing what he could, just covering. I mean, that was fair.
Yeah, no, totally fair. I think Joseph just kind of ended up going way outside.
Oh, insult to injury.
Whoa. Oh no, he's come on, buddy. Good grief.
Put it in reverse, Terry. There we go. Get it going.
All right.
Going, buddy. You're
just
in 8th.
Gentle.
Come on, please, bro, please. There we
go. All right.
Oh, we might lose 8th. Oh, there's still a lot of time. He's still got an hour and 2 minutes to get those places back.
Oh, Philip's going off turn 5. Luckily, he has.
Oh, who was that? Somebody off-roading in the background. Is that who I think it was? Oh, it wasn't. I saw somebody actually genuinely probably get about 3 feet of air off of that curb. Trying to figure out who that was behind him on track.
Battle for 23rd, or 22nd rather. Lee Larson and Walter Brooks going at it.
And who was it? It was my pick. It was Gerald Nemhart.
Dang. Gerald having a bit of a rough go.
Yeah, no. He's going to win this race, though.
Really out of sorts on exit there. Loses quite a bit of time to Walter up ahead. Looks like the next close battle on track is Brett Reichert on Paul Todd. Bumper to bumper, essentially. Going on to the back straight here. Brett getting an awesome exit, and I think he's just gonna sail past Paul Todd here. Paul really can't put up much of a fight with that run. So we'll see now as they go through turn 8. Drivers giving each other a lot of room. Brett's not going to be able to get it done. We'll see. He's still alongside. Late on the brakes. Paul's going to have to give him the position. No way he can fight that. Brett slipping up back into 11th place.
Alex Milo's gotten past Jason Selly coming out of the S's. Lead battle. Gap still 1.4 seconds. Nathan's not going to be helped by these lapped cars. Around a lap, Matt Alexander running 14th. And Matt himself is in a battle with that as Laszlo goes by to take 14th. Matt kind of just moving over to let Laszlo by. Honestly, I don't think he realized that they were battling for that. I think he might have thought he was a lap up.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you are locked down, it gets confusing sometimes, right? When you're trying to let the lead cars through, and if you end up in the spot where you're battling for position as well, trying to let a lead car by you, you can end up with your pants down a little bit. And, the car that you're battling for position with can end up taking advantage. And, that's definitely what happened here. Is Laszlo just slips on by into 14th place.
Well, they won't make that mistake again.
You live and learn.
Hey,
Michael Gaglione now only 2/10 behind Daniel Santibanez here as they come through the chicane.
Oh man, he was like a second behind. I checked like a lap ago.
Mike getting
There
a
he goes,
great
up in the
exit. Daniel
ninth.
putting up no fight, up in the 9th place. Incredible recovery now.
An insane drive from
as
Gay.
we just are 10 seconds away from clicking over on 1 hour left. So, I mean, to go from, you know, pretty close to leading the race to, you know, first lap in, just getting a rough start on the start, and then kind of getting off into the weeds, and then getting off the weeds again.
In the pits. Todd is our first pitter we have seen.
Dropping down to 25th, and then clawing all the way back up to 9th place. It's just, you know, really, really awesome drive we've seen from Mike Gaglione.
Todd pulls into the pits. I don't have my timer up to see how long he's stopping for. Might be for a while.
He might get ahead of Ren here, maintain that 16th place spot, given the gap, but we'll see what happens. Paul still sitting in the pits.
It is a pretty long stop.
Gets going again, but I believe he... Oh, no, Ren's going to get by. I believe Anthony as well. He's going to end up in 18th place.
I'm out in 18th, so I think he came in from 12th. It's about 6 spots. At the end of the day, it's you got to put fuel on it, so I mean, you don't really have a choice.
For sure.
Interesting to see how well the two-stop strategy works. Paul Todd was decently quick. He was running top of the midfield. I wouldn't even necessarily call it midfield at that point. He was running good. Point is.
Absolutely.
So the one stop might be working. I'm interested to see how long the long stop goes.
Oh, Ren getting really out of sorts here. Not sure what happened here. I think he must have lost at turn 5. Gets going again.
Yeah, by Calamity Corner. Sounds about right. This really just like... I don't know if it's the cars or the drivers. They just really do not seem to enjoy that corner at all.
Turn 5 is a rough one. I don't know. I find it's very inconsistent lap over lap when you're trying to run through turn 5. You know, you really have to trust the car. It's also blind, like basically every other corner on this dang track. So
yeah, it's not fun.
If you run a little bit too wide, you know. Oh, Val showing us as well. So like I was gonna say, if you run a little bit too wide there, those speed bumps that are on the edge of the corner there will just send the car basically up into the sky and really unsettle it. Val manages to keep it straight and really not lose any pace whatsoever. So you know, strong run from him. As Nathan still 1.3 seconds behind.
Especially with the Saddle Corsa, it might actually send you sky high. Terrible news, Alex Sherrod is disconnected. Currently scored in 25th. Sorry to hear that. Laszlo's catching Randy. Let's see if he can catch him up the back straight.
Sitting in with Laszlo now.
I think Laszlo might win my award for favorite paint of this race. That Simpson car's looking pretty cool.
It's awesome.
This Randy said he's any better. No, Laszlo's better. I'm not trying to be biased. The name on his rear door says Perez. I don't think there's any affiliation. I do not think Formula One driver Sergio Perez frequents the Ginetta Super Cup ladder series.
You know, say maybe he wants to go back to his roots or just try something completely different. You don't know.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like Jimmy Johnson showing up to, like, you know, mini stocks. It's a bit weird. It'd be a bit like Lewis Hamilton racing in like Formula 4. Oh, it would be pretty funny. They used to do that a lot back in the day. A lot of times you see drivers dipping down. Still see it in NASCAR with the Busch Series, or the Busch Series, the Xfinity Series.
Xfinity Series, and even the trucks as well.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Tony Stewart is one of those guys that'll get into a sprint car as well.
That's true.
You know, in midgets and do all that kind of stuff.
Just go rip some laps.
Exactly.
Actually, they had to put rules into the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series so people would stop doing that. They had to limit the amount of starts you could make.
Absolutely. Phillip getting by Joseph Yang here for 7th place. Nice little send.
Phil's been running a pretty good race. I don't remember what Phil thought about this car. Phil wasn't the biggest fan, but he didn't necessarily hate it. So it's certainly interesting. It's kind of weird to be like, I'm not really a big fan of this car, and then run 7th. It's pretty good for
Phil's actually, you know what? Phil's livery, pretty solid.
That's pretty good. I think I like it a lot.
I mean, I like green, so I might be a little bit biased.
I like orange too. The copper looks really good too.
Yeah,
honestly,
nice.
like,
you know,
it's supposed to be orange, but it looks kind of copper. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Sponsored by Forkers.
Oh, Laszlo has gotten past Zoom.
Civil and ground engineering contractors.
Wow.
So if you
I don't.
need
What
any
is ground
civil or
engineering?
ground engineering,
Yeah. So if you need terraforming
yes, within the UK,
within the
forkers,
UK, yeah.
forkers are your guys.
Wait, they're good paints.
Joseph Yang, very, very close, sticking on him, and
Eggs.
looks to get a decent run out of here. So we'll see. Now on the back straight, can he stick something into the chicane? You have to let up and give the space.
And
Closing in with a 10th now.
You know who's watching this battle with beaded eyes? Michael Gaglione. He's running 9th behind this battle.
Just sticking it inside. Ooh, contact!
Oh, contact!
Oh, man.
Oh, trouble. Joseph Yang goes off. Bill's going to slow up. And Michael's going to pick up 2 more places to add to his collection.
Michael just really right place, right time there.
7th.
Up to 7th.
If he wins this race, I'm going to go insane. He only has to make up almost an entire lap.
I mean, endurance races, we've seen crazy.
I mean, yeah, it depends. Depends on if Val's got to stop. Gag's on an absolute tear, run at 7th. Really, kind of the storyline to follow today. Absolutely insane.
Do we have time for our Janetta keys of the race?
Let's do a genetic keys of the race. I hope you have keys.
Key to the race around Road Atlanta. Consistency. Definitely.
True consistency. Yep.
Your pace and your turning points. You know, trying to be as consistent lap over lap as possible. Another key. Road Atlanta. Don't crash.
Don't crash.
You know, crashing do be kind of bad sometimes.
Yeah, for real.
Especially around here.
That's a 100.
It's pretty narrow. There's no asphalt runoff, really. It's all grass.
There's no asphalt runoff. But there is none. It's all grass.
It's going to hurt you real bad. Real bad.
Sucks. Is Brett about to come past Daniel? Maybe?
Sitting with Brett. I think he's going to get it done. Yep, gets it done, but Daniel's on the inside line there. Side by side. And no, Daniel's going to tuck it behind, but Brett still gives him room, so it's going to compromise both
it up out of the corner. Whoa!
Brett getting really out of sorts there, and I wonder if Daniel's now going to have a look into turn 1. They are nose to tail.
Huge news. Brady C, our driver, scored in 24th. Just had a new personal best.
Good stuff. Drivers still improving on their lap times throughout the race.
You love to see it.
Especially as the tires wear down. It's good stuff. Good to see. Daniel just on him like a dirty shirt or a cheap suit. Really not letting up that easy. So we'll see now through the S's, a little bit of patience, and maybe he can claw that place on the back straight.
Speaking of which, the leader's coming by Brady right now. Here's what paint's Brady running. Let's get a check. Oodle, financing the journey, and tradepricecars.com. It's just like a bargain car store.
I assume so.
So what does the subtitle say? Vehicle sourcing and car finance specialists.
It looks like
cool.
Daniel getting a little bit of a rough exit. He's a little bit further behind. Joseph Yang sitting with him as he had contact with Philip a little bit earlier, a couple laps ago. Is now within spitting distance of Philip once again. Really strong lap, almost a full second faster than Philip on his last lap. And same thing in this case, he does a 125 flat. Philip doing a 126.2. So very big difference between the pace of these drivers, but it seems that Joseph's, you know, had his fair share of bad luck trying to get by other drivers. You know, he does have the pace. It's just challenging him in terms of you know, the track balance here, and just, you know, that racecraft aspect of just trying to, you know, fight the drivers around you and really just kind of picking your battles and choosing the right opportunities. As he goes outside here, makes it stick.
Oh, Phil loses on the curbs.
Loses the back end on the curbs.
Oh man.
Oof.
Oh well. That could have
Joseph
worked.
Yang back into 8th place. So good for Joseph there. Speaking of me trying to, you know,
there he goes.
say, you know, picking the right opportunities is so important. You know, sticking it on the outside there as Phil tries to, I guess, take a little bit too much of the inside curb. he loops it, and Joseph zips on by. So great work from Joseph there to get that position back in 8th place.
Lead battle down to 0.7 seconds. Nathan's kind of sticking with him. However, Nathan has pulled 0.3 of a lap on Doug Newman, almost an entire straightaway.
Oh, Val going
Oh,
off.
Val's going off.
And I think Nathan's going to take that lead.
Oy. Nathan's going to inherit the lead. Val with a mistake going into the chicane as we hit 50 minutes remaining in the race. There's still a lot left.
And this lead is switched. I mean, how many times during the race? It's been pretty bananas to have the lead this close, this far in the race. You know, nobody's really driving away with it. Everyone's keeping each other pretty honest, and you know, we've seen the mistakes and you know other drivers capitalizing, but then kind of it's all karmic almost, where what's you know good fortune onto another driver, it's bad fortune, and then good fortune for another. It's just you know the tables keep turning.
Well, once again getting a bit greedy with track limits on the exit of turn 5. Gonna dip wheel in the sand. Luckily,
very racy though as he comes through turn 6 and turn 7 here. Got to really focus on getting a good exit. Cuts the apex very nicely. A little bit of oversteer on the exit, but let's see if that's gonna hurt him on the.
Thomas pitting at a 6th. Thomas in the Amigos tequila flavored beer machine.
In the pits. I think Gaglioni's gonna take 6th place now with that. Sit back in with Nathan and Val. Very hotly contested lead.
I'm gonna look this up. Amigos tequila. Can we buy Amigos tequila beer here? I cannot believe we can, unfortunately. Sponsorship works, people.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna try that beer if it had it here, you know. If not for this this pokey racing series, I would have never known about Amigos tequila flavored beer.
Yeah.
So.
That's true. Amigos tequila flavored beer. Oh, don't worry, you can buy them at 5 grocery stores that I've never heard of.
Oh, lovely.
Because they're probably in the UK. Oh, don't worry, it's available in 33 CL and 50 CL. What is CL? Cubic?
Centiliters.
Centiliter?
So 330 centiliters is...
Just say 330 mil.
330 milliliters is, yeah, 33 centiliters.
Just say 330 mil.
Just British people things.
Why?
I don't know.
Alright, never mind. Don't buy that beer. Michael Cassier's in the pits. Pitting the iconic number 3 Tech Serve UK car, a car synonymous with racing.
Yeah, Michael going to his box. I think he has the last box in the grid, so in the pits here. So
that's
take his thing. Oh, Nathan.
There you go.
Val
takes the lead again.
Taking the lead again. Into the S's there. Nathan going to be close behind though. These two are just going to be swapping positions. I think the entire rest of the night. Or it's going to be a matter of who blinks first into the pits.
Michael's already back out on track. It's like a really short stop. Might be just me. Felt like a very short stop.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, with it though, Michael Gaglioni now takes 5th place.
We have, I think we have 4 cars in the lead lap.
Who's pitting now? Doug Newman.
Laszlo's also pitting. Laszlo's did what we talked about in the drivers' meeting. I told drivers they were allowed to go straight through the grass on pit in because I was not able to enforce it. But I said do so at your own risk because, as we all know, grass is not friendly to race cars.
Jackson now inheriting 3rd place with Doug in the pit box there. Seems to be a short stop as well.
Doug down and away. So maybe Paul Todd might have just had to put more fuel in because he stopped earlier.
Yeah, perhaps.
Laszlo's also down and away. So it looks like the short fill might have been the strategy. Still unknown. If that means, well, also if Doug stopped too, and if Val is truthful and he is getting a strategy off of Doug, that means we should be seeing Val soon.
Yeah, I wonder how tight I wonder how tight the fuel window is to go kind of the whole race, whether it's fuel limited or tire limited.
Well, I think they can get about 70 laps on a tank, and we're coming up on. We just finished 38 laps, and we're basically at the halfway point. So it's
It's doable for sure.
It's doable. It's doable. It's close. I think you might have to fuel save. My math's not the best, but I believe you can pretty much almost entirely make it. Factor in they've been driving for an hour, almost.
Joseph Yang and Michael Koiz are actually very close. Let's take a look at this battle.
Oh yeah, there they are.
Joseph Yang.
Walter's in the pits. Guys, Walter and Doug are our teammates. They're in team cars. Similar paints. They're not actually, but they're
Joseph Yang getting a good run on Michael Koizer here, but he's gonna have the lap traffic to deal with up ahead. Let's see if he can get him in the braking zone.
And he used that to his advantage too.
Stick it inside, check up.
Not gonna work.
Not gonna work. A lot of the drivers, I guess, aren't willing to really stick it on the inside of the chicane there and kind of try to filter in behind and check up and focus on getting a better exit out of onto the front straight here into turn 1. So we're seeing different strategies overall. Michael Koizer really getting slowed down by the lap traffic, and I think Joseph's going to try to take advantage now.
Nathan Hodgins is in the pits. You're going to see Val stopping soon too, maybe? Nathan Hodgins smashing through my car in the pit lane and will stop. Wow, they really gave me a bad paint. Holy, I'm glad I'm not out on track. Purple and green.
Big ouchies.
Ooh.
Joseph Yang and Michael still very close together now. I wonder if Val's going to one-stop it, or he's going to go to the end.
Is he going to zero stop? We'll find out when he runs out of fuel. If he runs out of fuel. Joseph Yang and Michael still going at it, trying to get around Jason.
Jason's finally getting over and let him pass.
I suspect they may have asked Jason to move over. Normally a lapped car will typically try and hold the line, or if it's straightaway they'll move over, but it depends. Regardless, doesn't really matter.
Yep, I mean, Jason, let's see if he lets
actually look, Thomas is in the background too.
Lets Joseph Yang through, yes he does, but Thomas is going to be stuck behind him still. So we'll see if he can get by here on the front straight. Thomas taking a look, but not quite having the pace yet. So we'll see into turn 1.
Thomas probably gonna wait for. Yep, there he goes. Gets past Jason. I was gonna say probably gonna wait for after that last corner. The last corner is not really fun to pass through. It usually results in somebody crashing and a lot of people being upset.
Absolutely, it's the last corner is very deceptive. The line that we've taken is, I mean, another blind corner at Road Lane, of which there are many. But yeah. The main message is that at Road Atlanta is very. Ooh, Joseph Yang getting really out of sorts on the speed bumps there, and I think that's going to hand Thomas. Yeah,
there you go. Thomas got his place.
Those bumps on the outside of turn 5 there are doing nobody any favors this evening.
Oh, huge news! Alex Milo has set new personal best. Let's go. Love it. Just chime in with that. I'm still mad about centiliters, honestly.
Val's,
right now.
I mean, almost going to be lapping 7th place. He's kind of catching Jason Selly at this point, but 6th, 7th, 6th, and I guess 8th as well are not that far behind. So just a great run for him so far over this entire race stint. As Val is now going to stick it into the pits, and I think Michael Gaglioni's in the pits as well. So Val did end up ducking in. We'll see how short his stop is as we watch on track. Joseph Yang and Thomas deal very close once again.
Yeah, no problem. I was just talking with Alex Sherrod right now. He said he felt like he was just kind of getting in the way because he wasn't on pace, decided to call it a day. I appreciate that decision. Oh, it always sucks having to kind of take your lumps and admit that you're slow. Thomas hits bumps. Gonna drop down to 7.
Joseph's gonna slip right by again. So same mistake that Joseph made, Thomas made the next lap, and these guys are swapping positions back and forth because of it. So yeah, karmic excellence from Road Atlanta. How the turns always table.
Of course. Should we take an ad break? No, let's not take an ad break. We got cars pitting. Alex Milo's in the pits. Randy's in the pits. Comes
Val
to a
back
stop.
out on track, and Nets a pretty good advantage over Nathan Hodgins overall.
Oh, did he pit? I totally didn't even notice. Wow, that's
Yeah,
really
so
bad.
Nathan prior to the pit stop, I believe was about a second and a half away from Val. Val now 2.6 seconds up the road, so probably a strong pit entry, along with maybe a shorter stop. That will net him that extra second. So good on Val on the pit strategy to gain a little bit extra time and still end up in the lead, but by larger margins this time around.
Hey, what? Should we run an ad break?
Let's run an ad break. We got 39 minutes.
Watch, we're gonna run an ad break.
Left.
Something
We're
big's
gonna
gonna
run an ad
happen.
break,
Yeah, run an ad break.
Let's do it.
Oh, Gags loses out of the S's. Oh, save it, brothers, save it. And he keeps it going straight.
Turn 5 has been really, really tough on these drivers, and yeah, just taking no prisoners. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the little ad break. Thanking our sponsors once again, Ontario Time Attack, Hit Motorsports, 13 Motorsports, and a Dream Garage.
Names, buddy.
All providing support and prizes for the series, so we appreciate all of your efforts on this. Come back, 37 minutes-ish remaining. A couple close battles. Thomas Langio going around Joseph Yang as Joseph Yang enters in the pits for his stop, so Thomas inherits 6th place.
Huge
close
news.
battle still. Oh,
I have huge news. Everybody who's listening, stop the presses. We may or may not.
Oh,
we're doing raffles coming
off.
up. Oh, trouble. What was it? Oh, was it Gaglione? No. Was it Yang? No, it was somebody. I don't know. Somebody went off.
Somebody went
Who
off. Not sure who at the S's there.
Trouble. Oh, Gerald's in the grass. But yeah, we're going to be doing a raffle coming up. Not today. Maybe not even next week, but coming up. So stand by. And definitely for our non-points relay race. That's going to be fun. We will be doing raffles during that. People watching and people in the series can win. It's going to be big.
Exciting.
Stand by for further details. Gerald Menpart still in the S's.
Did he manage to get it going again? Only just. The car zips by. Oof.
You know what's bugging me? Look, if you look at the front of Gerald's car, right? Why is the inside orange, but the outside's a different color?
I don't know.
It really bugs me. I don't like that.
Yeah. What are these liveries?
That's really annoying.
Who's thinking of this stuff?
Yeah, but a lot of these are designed because a lot of these liveries are designed because they're cheap. This is like a not even Formula 3.
That is fair. Jackson 3rd place now. Doug almost over 9 seconds behind, so Doug, if he wants to get that podium position, he's really got his work cut out for him. We'll see what he can do over the last 35 minutes of the race. Nathan Hodgins 4.6 behind. So closing, not really closing in on Val, just kind of going in the other direction a little bit. I wonder if lap traffic had something to do with it. Yeah, really struggling. His last lap was a 1:26.983, so well off pace from Val, who was doing a 1:24.7, a very, very fast lap from Val.
Certainly, it's competition's definitely still kind of a flashpoint. Still thinking about Amigos tequila flavored beer.
Yeah, we do have
They
a
seem to
couple
sponsor a
close
lot of
battles
races.
Still have Michael and Phil here.
They're going.
Mike tries to get back that 7th place spot. He was all the way up as far as 5th prior to the pit stop. So we'll see if he can claw that position back. Managed to get up into the top 8, I believe. I think he managed to get 7th. Inherited 5th because of a couple pit stops, the cars in front, and then kind of rejoined back in 9th place. So already working through the pack a little bit more. He's seen a lot of traffic this evening and a lot of cars that he's passed. So Gaglioni's had a hell of a race, and with 35 minutes to go, or 34 minutes to go rather, still a lot more he can do.
100%. Just want to point out Michael Gaglioni up into 8th place, an incredible comeback drive. But more importantly, his car says people source on it. I don't know what that means. It's kind of weird.
Is it a source of people? A source for people?
I don't know. It says technological solutions, and I don't know how that works. Brett Reichertz, he's in 9th. Sponsored by Plumbase. I don't know what Plumbase is. Might be a plumbing company.
Perhaps. One might think that would be the case.
It's kind of fun to guess this. Texo scaffolding machine in 10th. Unsponsored car. Fix Auto. I think we all know Fix
Gaglioni.
Auto. Oh,
ends
no,
up on the
no.
grass. I think Brett Reichert might take 8th place. Let's see. Yeah, Gaglioni's going to get a really bad exit out of there.
They're going to drag race
save it, but yeah, I think he might end up having to filter in behind Brett and try to get that draft. Yep, there he goes. So we'll see now if he can get enough draft to get alongside Brett again before the end of the straight. Kind of wheel to wheel, front to rear. Brett's going to have the inside line, but Mike's going to have the advantage here as he cuts through. He's going to be able to carry more speed and has to check up.
And I'm just kind of thinking about it now. I don't think this is the first time, even in Ontario Time Attack e-racing, I don't think this is the first time that Gags has had a comeback drive. I think this happened last year. I can't name which race in particular, but I think I remember a similar story like this. Might have been Bathurst, I want to say.
I believe it was Bathurst, I want to say, for sure. That track took a lot of prisoners. Val is now lapping 8th and 9th place.
It even took him prisoner. Got a wreck on the last lap.
So we see the battle for 8th along with our first place driver, Val DiPietro. Trying to get by this pack of cars as they're kind of racing their own race and battling away. Gaglioni's going to filter in behind Val, maybe get some extra pull on the back straight with a little draft, and maybe that'll help his battle with Brett.
Val still has not stopped. Well, nope, he did. I forgot. Never mind. So I'm just going to mentally take note. I'm not 100% sure if there's any driver that has not stopped.
I believe further down the field there may have been a couple that are single no stopping and running right to the end. But I believe a lot of the, at least the top 10, I want to say, definitely did box. Michael Gaglioni just Tokyo drifting it out of the chicane there. Nice little catch. Not really going to help his pace, but looked cool.
Yeah, but we've been seeing a lot of drivers light it up coming out of the chicane. I think that's kind of just the nature of how the Genetta drives. Even in my little, albeit, experience practicing in the car, it seemed pretty willing to light the rear tires up when given the chance.
Makes it fun. It makes it, I don't want to say challenging to drive fast, but really to get like the most out of it, you have to be very patient on throttle. So it requires smooth driving, really to get the most out of it pace-wise. But then again, on the flip side, you do get something wrong, you do have some wiggle room in terms of being able to catch slides and prevent utter chaos from happening despite a minor error. So yeah, a bit of both. Joseph Yang getting sideways out of turn 7 there as well, very close to Gaglione as well, as Gaglione goes around Brett here. It's going to try to make it stick before the chicane. Looks like he'll be ahead enough. It's going to be close.
Unless Brett's going to try and defend. Oh, he might.
Oh, contact.
Oh, they both spin.
Both cars
They're
go
both
around.
Going to lose. The 10th place car of, I think, was that Yang? It was
Joseph Yang gets the
going
slip
to go
on through into 8th, so he's the big beneficiary of that. Joseph Yang in 8th place now.
Down at 10th.
Rough go with Michael and Brett just coming together there. Really, just nobody wanted to give the other person a piece of the pie, and hurt both of them in the end.
Yeah, and there's just a little bit of overlap going into the corner too, and you only a little bit of overlap result in an incident. It doesn't help that with just a little bit of the sort of course of physics, sometimes you get a bit slippy, and that's kind of what happens is car gets bumped in the front, and both cars tend to spin. It's not that uncommon of an issue in the real world too, especially. Randy's just come out of the pits. I think that's his second stop. Randy's trying to two-stopper.
And I think Brent's going to take advantage of that. See if he can get up into 17th.
Certainly going to try. Battle's still ongoing. Just under 30 minutes left in the race. Specifically 28 minutes and 33 seconds in the race. Bell's pulled almost a 6-second lead through the traffic. Maybe the no-stop was the way to go. Who knows?
Yeah, no,
I don't.
Gained quite an advantage, but I don't know. Yeah, it's these top two drivers are still fairly close over the last hour, 10 minutes, hour 12 minutes. But I mean, they've left the rest of the field for dead. Really, closest driver is Jackson Oliveira, who's 22, 23 seconds behind. The top two drivers, so yeah, no, they've top two guys have been kind of in a league of their own tonight.
Yeah, really, just absolutely, just put on a clinic basically.
For sure, Val pulling almost 6 seconds now. Nathan Hodgins getting by Philip Oliveira, so we have 6 cars now in the lead lap.
You know what's crazy? Jackson Oliveira is up into 3rd.
Yeah, I know.
Bit of a dark horse.
Doug had a bit of a rough go over the race. Jackson able to take advantage, taking that 3rd place spot from Doug. And Jackson just pushing, consistently strong laps. Doug really just kind of hasn't had an answer for it. So Doug's still strong pace-wise, so he's kind of settled into 4th here. Big gap to Tom Slengio behind in 5th place.
Val starting his 51st lap. Still has a 6-second lead. I still keep forgetting he's already pitted.
Pit stop was so fast it barely even happened.
Oh, I just probably wasn't paying attention.
A little bit of both, I think.
A little bit. It's nice to have options.
Absolutely. Yeah, 6 seconds now. Wow, between Nathan and Val. Val's just really pulling away, putting really strong lap times towards the end
he's just
of his,
putting good laps.
Race, yeah. And traffic, I think, has been helping him out as well. I know Nathan's had a bit of a rougher go with traffic, but Val has been being able to dispatch it very smoothly. As he gets a little bit out of sorts there, I guess. Paul Todd getting kind of a poor exit, so Val having to kind of cut the wheel back and make his exit a little bit tighter, so then he gets slipped by Paul without ended up in the back of him. So quick reflexes by Val, ending up now into ahead of Paulton. I guess he'll be chasing down Michael Koiser, who's next
Looks
in line
like
to get
it.
lapped, but still a little bit of a ways away. Let's sit in the onboard with Val for this lap and see what his pace is like in his
And,
late race stages.
Thomas has also just set a new personal best. Really motoring in the 23 Amigos tequila flavored beer machine.
Absolutely, Val throwing it into turn 1, stick the apex, trust the
Oh!
grip of the vehicle.
Laszlo has crashed.
Coming down into turn 3, gotta use all the curb that you can. Set the car up for the S's nicely. Slip in, take a lot of that curb on the inside there. Prepare for the turn 5, a lot of inside curb. A little bit of oversteer correction, not a big deal. As long as you avoid those speed bumps on the outside there, you can actually kind of cut that kind of wide. Turn 6, lots of inside camber that you can use to your advantage. Grip, haul it down for turn 7. Very slow corner, acute corner, so it's tighter than 90 degrees. You gotta be very patient through there, but Val makes it look easy. On the back straight now. Most complicated set of corners on track. Turn 8.
Flat out.
Coming up. Oh man, this is treacherous.
Ripping
Oh,
it.
Val just showing
There
us
he
how
goes.
it's done. Look at that. Just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And the S is here using all the curb on the outside, cutting in nice and tidy, using the inside curb here as well to maximize your exit speed, and that's a lap of road Atlanta. So cut through the last corner here. You want to kind of use the blend line on the pit entry, so then you set yourself up because it's deceptive the shape of that corner. But Val doing a 124.9, so very, very strong lap this late in the race with presumably some worn down tires and you know, good stuff from him.
Hey, what though? Val has actually lost time to the guy in third. Somebody just went off.
Yeah, Nathan doing an even better lap at 124.6 his last. So looks like Nathan's got more fuel in the tank. He's not gonna give up just yet. I mean, with 23 minutes left, if he keeps the pace strong, he can be right back up in contention and lead once again. Getting a little sore through turn 5 there, but getting the job done.
Just Yang and Phil still battling here for 7th.
Sit in with them. Joseph going to kind of cut in behind again, hit the gas, getting, oh, Joseph Yang
Oh, no.
just getting really trigger happy on the exit, and that's going to cost him. Michael Gaglione now slipping up to 8th place.
Gonna give him 8th? Interesting.
Pretty wild. I think
Hey,
Joseph
wow.
Yang just ended up getting too trigger happy on the throttle there, and
Yeah, might have just overcooked
just
it.
looped it. And Michael's able to slip by into 8th place, so the recovery driver drives from Michael Gaglione. Sure, he'll be chasing down Philip Oliveira now for that 7th position.
It'll be interesting. Tell you what. Let's get a lead battle update. Val currently has a 5.5 second lead. Looks like the one stop was the strategy.
Val getting by some lap traffic. Walter Brooks in 20th, so Val's just going to try to check up, get a good exit here. Get by him on the straight. Sitting along with Val here in the cockpit. Corbeau seats, nice little big fire extinguisher there. Michelin sponsorships and all that good stuff inside the car. Val slipping on by. Not quite. Val's gonna slip in. Walter gonna check up. You know, don't want to go side by side with the leader into the chicane. We don't have to. Considering, you know, kind of where you're sitting. Proper etiquette there's, you know, let him through and, you know, race your own race, and Walter kind of does that. So Val now 6.2-ish seconds ahead of Nathan. Nathan had a good couple laps beforehand, closing the gap down a bit, but he must be struggling with traffic once again. Let's go sit in with Nathan for a little bit and see what's going on as he comes through turn 3 here now into the S's. Just all one corner. This is all turn 4. That is turn 4. That is turn 4. That is turn 4. And now we're in turn 5.
There's 6 cars in the lead lap. We're getting there.
Absolutely. Just about to round out around 20 minutes left in the race.
We're almost hitting an hour 20 into the race. We have another Ginetta fun fact. If we don't, we don't.
Let me pull up my Rolodex of Ginetta fun facts.
Your Rolodex, yeah, all right. 1 sec.
So the Ginetta G55 has been hand-built by Ginetta Cars since 2011.
Where they hand-built it?
They hand-built it in... I'll tell you in a second.
Yorkshire,
in Leeds, West Yorkshire.
Oh,
correct.
Sorry to hear that.
It has a Hockenheim 6-speed sequential manual transmission. The Cup car is actually lighter than the GT3 homologation version.
Oh, really?
GT3 homologated Ginetta G55 is 2,425 pounds.
GT3 or GT4?
GT3.
3?
Yes. Where's the GT?
Oh, trouble.
Where's the Cup? Sits in at just 950 kilograms, so 2,094 pounds. That's a proper lightweight.
It might be a typo because I know it's homologated for GT4.
No, there is a GT3 version. So
there is a GT3.
There is a
really?
GT3 version. It replaces the 3.7 liter V6 with a 4.4 liter V8 built by Ginetta Racing, and it is competitive in Brick Car in the GT series, where they also run GT3 homologated vehicles.
Huh. So I know they made a GT4, which is
they do have a GT4, which
this is basically the GT4
correct.
spec. Huh. Why?
I'm not sure. Let's sit in with Michael Gaglione, who's now closing on Phil Oliveira. Nathan actually closing the gap in a big way to Val. Really strong last lap. As Gaglione really tucking in, looking for that gap there between Philip here for 7th. Patience will be a virtue here.
These cars are just so cool. That's why I chose it.
Yeah.
Because they're just cool. Also because they drive like bumper cars.
Also.
Well, sorry, I should rephrase. They drive them like bumper cars. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Not these guys. I'm talking about the real world.
Yes.
Oh man. Hey, what though? I should have chosen an MX-5 this season. That would have been such a good idea.
Ooh, MX-5 Cups.
MX-5, dude.
That would have been awesome.
They race them. They're all good racing.
The Daytona, oh man, the
Daytona round was insane.
Oh, it was bananas.
Don't even get me started. Maybe we'll do Daytona and an MX-5.
I would be into that. They draft like crazy. Basically, top 5 cars were all bump drafting on the last lap. It was
in the rain.
In the rain.
In the evening. Yeah, when it was dark. Perhaps the scariest race ever. Speaking of scary, Michael Gaglione is pretty much working on 7th after being 25th.
Yeah, really closing on Phil here.
18 places.
Just looking for the gap. He ends up in the same spot this lap as the last lap. Just can't get close enough on the back straight here. You know, really just gonna have to focus on getting good exits onto straights and just kind of taking advantage of the pace deficit that way. Because you know, if you ride up too close to the the car in front, you're trying to pass for position within corners. Usually it's hurting you more than helping you, because you know, when you're that close to somebody's bumper, you kind of have to check up a little bit. You can't get a good exit. So you know, it takes a little bit of discipline in racecraft to kind of have the foresight of, you know, okay, I'm entering this corner. Let me give the guy in front a little bit of space, because then, you know, I can focus on getting a good exit and taking advantage. Speaking of taking advantage, Joseph Yang, very, very close to Michael Gaglione now as well. So,
Gag's at the
I think Gag's at the curb.
there.
So, Joseph Yang gonna squeeze by, very close. He's got to go outside. Michael checks up.
Some close side-by-side racing.
Very close side-by-side. Michael taking a bit of curb, and that's gonna hurt him. Joseph Yang now up in the 8th place.
Yang leaving just enough space. He is rewarded by not being in the gravel trap. He's trying to work on just being, again, to get his 8th place back. Anybody else, 25th to 9th, would be happy with 9th, but he's trying to get those championship points.
Yeah, it's, dare I say, some pretty significant championship implications.
Oh, huge championship implications. Well, some. I don't know, it's round 2. I mean, I'm not gonna be that guy.
Yeah, we're not gonna be that guy. Come on.
I'm not gonna be that guy.
But I like dramas.
I kind of want some chocolate. I'm gonna eat some chocolate. I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna get this Toblerone next time.
Or sugar injection.
And I can't.
During the last 14 minutes
I can't
of
break
race.
the triangle. Okay, I got the triangle.
Lean into it. Lean into it.
I got one. I got one. No, I got one.
Good stuff. Always keeping a professional broadcast.
It's a.
Oh,
man, you should see. Bro, you should see my other You should see my other broadcast, dude. Vacuum engine.
Gaglione getting past Joseph Yang there, making quick work of it. Get a really good exit at turn 5. Joseph Yang getting a little bit of sorts. Gaglione able to get his 8th place position back, and now eyes up and focused on Philip Oliveira now, who is 0.8 seconds behind, or ahead rather. And he's going to have to worry about covering off Joseph Yang as well. So Gaglione's got his hands full, needless to say.
Well, it does. Phil's kind of just watching this all in his rear view. He's probably cheering them on, battling, because they won't pass him.
Absolutely right.
Well, I mean, to be fair, actually, Gags has gotten past Joseph, so who knows?
Yeah, I mean, hey, 2 cars tangling, they hold each other up a little bit. It does help, but yeah, no, Phil's got to watch his rearview mirror once again, because Gaglione's closing in very fast. Philip getting a really great turn 1. I don't know if he locked up or ended up pushing wide there. Ooh, side by side. Gaglione having to use the escape route.
No. Oh, you can't do that. Just Yang letting him back in kindly. This battle will live on for the next corner. Not sure if there was actually contact there. Gags might have just gotten scared a bit. I didn't see contact. Doesn't mean
I didn't see contact. I think they got side by side and ooh, door to door. A little bit of touching. A little bit of oof. Rubbin's racing, as they say. Gaglione forcing his way into 7th place, and I think Philip just really caught off guard there. Now it opens him up to get passed by Joseph Yang.
Yeah, he might even made him move a little bit later. I don't think he quite realized how close he was. Philip with a bit of a late move, nothing too crazy. I mean, just got some close racing out of it. But
Yang now going on the inside of the chicane. Like, looks like he'll get it done. I think Philip is going to try to hold the outside, but Joseph Yang taking the advantage through there, having to cut a little bit less aggressively on the chicane exit, which will give Philip a little bit of advantage to run there. But yeah, no, good run with Michael Gaglione there. Now up into 7th. Joseph Yang into 8th place and Philip in 9th, close behind. I'm sure these guys will be battling very closely in these last 12 minutes.
Gag's kind of not really in a position to improve. I don't think he can get any more than 7th. He's going to have to make up 0.2 of a lap to get 6th.
Yeah, 2/10 a lap sits around looking at 20 seconds to Michael Koiser.
Pretty much.
His pace is good, but I mean 2 seconds a lap, let's say on a 12-minute lap and traffic to deal with. We'll see. It's gonna be tight for sure. Joseph Yang and Philip very close.
Oh no, Philip's gone off.
Philip's gone off. Yang into 8th. I think they got tangled up into turn 6 there.
Might have been contact. I'm looking at the bumpers. I don't see any bumper damage, but that's not really a surefire sign. Walter and Wren battling here for 18th. Battle at the front still thrills our eye. Gags is now almost 3 seconds clear of Joseph Yang. That entire incident probably slowed things down a bit. Val's still with a 7-second lead.
25.97. Michael Koiser up ahead doing a 126.3, so about 3/10 separating the two cars. 3/10 per lap is not going to be enough for him to catch. So, I mean, 7th place is where he needs to settle, unless, I mean, he can kind of open the taps now that he's cleared Joseph Yang and Philippe Larriere, and see if he can, make more of that gap up. But right now, Gaglioni's going to be in 7th, which, I mean, honestly, for ending up in basically 25th after the first couple laps, quite the drive for him to be able to kind of claw those positions back.
Val has now pulled such a gap to Nathan that the time is no longer being shown in seconds and now being shown as decimal points of a lap.
Yeah,
so that's good.
Looks to be Val getting a little bit of trouble, I think, from Randy there on the chicane.
Let's slow it up a bit.
So the time reappears on the leaderboard.
It's true.
63 laps.
Ren is pit.
Val has completed.
Oh, Ren's disconnected. No.
Is now doing his 64th.
Here, the news. Ren has disconnected.
Unfortunate, running in 21st.
Yeah.
And not a bad race from him. Obviously, kind of towards the back, but was running his own race and doing pretty good. Unfortunate for him to get disconnected here. With only, I mean, 9 minutes to go. Just, you hate to see it.
It really does suck. Just over 9 minutes remaining.
Feels kind of spread out a little bit. Looks like Phil and Joseph now, if we check in with them. Phil with his little off that he had, battling Joseph there. Now 4-ish seconds behind Joseph. And Joseph, like the same, kind of 3.5 seconds behind Michael. Gaglione up ahead, so the field's kind of spread out here towards the end. Oh, Jackson. Jackson goes off. Doug Newman inherits 3rd place.
That's going to be big for the points, especially factoring in fastest lap and our most consistent things. Doug, not only did he take the win last week, he also gained a couple points from stuff like that. So Val with the win, if he can set fastest lap and be most consistent, which I suspect he's in a good position for, he might be able to tie up the championship with a good finish here.
Really unfortunate
and this will
for
especially
Jackson.
be
A strong race and just got out of his sorts, and Doug able to kind of claw a lot of time back and retake that podium position.
Maybe especially helped if Doug maybe even drops another place, because then Val will make up more points than him. Seems a bit unlikely though. Jackson running 4th, quite remarkable. Joseph Yang still scored in 8th. Battles have kind of simmered down now as we get near the end of this race.
Jackson's battle is for 3rd place.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jackson's only less than 2 seconds behind Doug Newman.
Yeah, had that little slip up, and obviously it cost him quite dearly, but seems to be kind of trying to put in the work and see if he can claw that 2 seconds back and regain that podium position. So this is going to be the battle to watch for the last couple of laps as this unfolds to race out.
Down through the S's again. Jack's looking to improve. Doug Newman, I believe, is going to be in some traffic. Now some traffic to negotiate. That might slow him down enough to maybe get within range of Jackson. Doesn't quite look like yet, unfortunately.
Jackson now 2.5, so gaining some time back from Doug, who had to get past Jason Selly there. Looks like Jackson will catch Jason. Maybe not at the best time. I wonder if Jason will actually kind of lift and let him by, or he'll have to kind of try to squeeze by in the chicane. It's gonna be a little bit awkward.
Randy is pit too. Might have just not put enough fuel into it. Laszlo has set his new personal best.
Yeah, as the fuel tanks are emptying.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Drivers are able to kind of put in really good times now. So I'm sure we're gonna be seeing a couple PBs over these last 6 minutes and 20 seconds of the race.
6 minutes, 10 seconds remain.
Jackson is 1.5 still to Doug Newman. Probably one of our closest battles on the track. Brett Reichert and Phil are actually very close together as well, so we'll have to monitor that as that gets closer together for 9th.
Jackson's still trying to get around Jason. He's just not really quite there. Ooh, his run off the end of the S is going to be severely hampered by Jason.
That's going to cost him a couple tenths. Looks like 2-3 tenths there that he lost. But manages to recover well through turn 6, turn 7, a little bit of patience. And yeah, lost 2 tenths overall there from that. Was running 1.5 seconds, now back down to 1.7. So we'll see how effective the draft is in the straight here, even from that distance. Whether or not this will help him any. Close that gap even more.
Gap between Philip and Brett down to 1.3 seconds. Coming to 5 minutes remaining. I don't know if he's really going to be able to move at this point. Who knows?
Jackson getting an excellent exit out of the chicane there. Claws back a couple good tenths there. Now 1.3 to Doug. So we'll see what happens now. These last 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Jackson seems to have the pace, but getting around your rival car is another thing entirely. So we'll see how close he can close it, whether or not he can pressure Doug into a mistake or try to capitalize on any moves. So this will be very interesting.
Right now, within half a second.
Sitting with Brett and Phil, going on to the back straight as well. Actually, Jackson and Doug actually not too far behind, as they're just rounding turn 7 right now. Brett is going to claw a bit of time, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Puts me out of the straight unless he tries to get him on the brakes. We will see. About 4 tenths back. He'll have to filter in behind. Takes a look, but kind of a weird line through there, and that's going to cost him some time.
I think, I don't know for sure, but Brett might just be not confident getting on the brakes on those curves. I know I run about that same line too, just because, just subconsciously, I don't feel comfortable getting on the brakes on those curves, but that actually is the line through that corner.
For sure, yeah. I mean, using the curb, you can kind of square off the corner a little better, but then there is that risk of lockup, right? That's the major thing. Is if you do lock up, it's a risk versus reward scenario for sure. Jackson now only 8 tenths behind Doug, so seems to have the pace. Now with 3 minutes remaining, it's kind of now or never, really.
It should be noted, Val lost 2 seconds going through some traffic gaps, still at 5 seconds though. So looking pretty comfortable for him.
See Brett here taking a look on the inside. Will he stick it through turn 6? Dives in. Oh, contact. Oh, Phil manages to hold on. Brett sticking it on the inside, and Brett takes 9th, but very tough. Let's jump in with Jackson here and Doug. Only 2-3 tenths apart now. Really going to be down to the straight here and see whether or not Jackson can get that podium position back. Jackson get a really good exit. Phil having Doug rather, kind of getting out of sorts and going wide. Jackson's going to slip on by. And we'll have the inside line into the chicane here. So Doug will probably just have to kind of stay committed and see if he can make something happen on the outside. They're literally nose to nose. Jackson on the brakes, going deep a little bit. Ooh, touching the curb. That's going to hurt his exit here in the chicane. Doug getting a really good exit. So he's going to be right back up there like a cheap suit as we cross the finish line here. Doug now 1/10 and going around the outside. See if he can make it stick into turn 1. And
gets around and gets 3rd.
Gets around for 3rd place, but Jackson.
Oh,
really
Brett spins
close.
off at turn 3. Not sure what happened there. Phillips up to 9th.
Ooh.
I don't know if there was
Brett's
contact.
gonna have to
Maybe
watch
just
his rejoin there. Really unfortunate for him after getting past Phil there for 9th place, but
not sure what happened there.
yeah. Hope
there wasn't contact, so I'm gonna have to review that. That's more work for me, and that's gonna make me upset.
We don't want to get Jackson angry.
No,
Jackson taking a look on the inside for turn 6, having to check up. Oh, Jackson getting really loose. Oh,
save
man.
Save it, no!
Oh
man.
Heartbreaking.
Just got the curb.
Yeah. Now Jackson's gonna still rejoin in 4th, but now 8 seconds. So, I mean, with 1 minute left, and Val just kind of going through the S's here. I don't know if we're gonna get another lap. It's gonna be tight.
Oh, maybe. Actually, I don't think we will. I think that ship may have sailed.
Val,
Well, let's find out.
great performance from him after literally stalling the start and
Yeah,
ending up
literally.
back in 9th, having to claw his way back through the field, and really puts on quite the show. Nathan not too far behind. Nathan, really strong performance from him, leading a good portion of the race, and ending up about 5.5 seconds back from Val by the end. Strong performance from him overall. But yeah, Doug, despite his issues, podium position for him. So a good job from him as well. Looks like that is the last lap. So this is Val DiPietro crossing the line for the win at Road Atlanta. And there's the checkered.
Jason. Oh, Val's gonna take the win. What a drive.
Nathan close behind.
I was just watching Jason Selly and Paul Todd were battling for 14th, and Jason just absolutely lost it in the S's. Heartbreak.
Unfortunate. Giuliano here for 16th, and I believe 17th can cross the line. Or that's 20th. Anthony Home taking the checkered. Joseph Yang now taking the checkered, 8th place. And not too far behind is Laszlo, finishing at 13th.
Both going to come across the line in 9th. Laszlo sets a new PB on the final lap.
Ooh, Doug and Jackson very close
still going
together.
at it.
They're still going at it.
Over the chicane, over the hill.
I wonder if Doug had an issue.
Doug might have this in the bag.
Doug may have had an issue to close that time down so much. I mean, it was 8 seconds, but very close finish, 3rd and 4th. Wow.
Oh, there you go. Atlanta is good for some things. Drivers are going to do their in-lap. Wait, what? Jason Selly's going to come across the line, solidify 15th. Daniel's crossing to finish 11th.
Thomas Langiel finishing 5th place.
And Lee Larson, our last car to finish, but not our last place car, coming over the hill final time, going to take the checkered flag, solidify a P19. Not a good points day.
Only 5 cars on the lead lap. Just something else.
I'll tell you what, that was a race that occurred.
That was a race.
Let's get an interview with our winner. Give me a sec.
Once again, we thank you for riding along with us in the race. We want to thank our sponsors, of course, Ontario Time Attack, of course, who help put this thing on, as well as Hit Motorsports, 13 Motorsports, and Adrena Garage, all generously providing prizes for the drivers in this OTA Super Sunday Super Cup. So we're glad that you can join us, and we're just waiting for Josh to return with our winner.
Val's here right now. Val.
Hi.
Val, I hate to call you out, but I totally just saw that failed donut.
Oh, wait, with the one past the bridge?
Yeah.
I was afraid that somebody would hit me again.
Yeah, that's fair. Val, you won the race. Congratulations. How was it, buddy?
Thank you. It was long and difficult.
You had a rough start there. What happened? Did you stall it?
Yeah, what happened?
Man, I was so concerned with jump starting again, and I was like, I had all my practice starts done. I knew I had to be at 6,000 RPM, but I didn't notice I was in neutral.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that was frantic.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think you fell back to 9th or 10th place, but you had quite the drive to just claw through the rest of the field and end up back up front. So a dominant finish as well.
I was worried about a secret no stop strategy by the people in like the top 6, but never happened.
Yeah,
everybody was on a one stop.
I
was talking about that.
I think Jackson did a no stop and Philip did a no stop.
Oh, really?
So at the end, Doug and Jackson were fighting for position on different strategies.
That's interesting. Yeah, they were battling pretty hard.
Yeah, you should grab them in at some point.
I definitely will. Plan to do the top 3, and then we're going to talk to Gags a little bit later with a crazy comeback drive, going 25th to 9th.
That is a crazy comeback.
Biggest mover. 9th or 7th.
Are we getting biggest mover points?
That's a really good question. I don't remember. But
I think the combo
didn't start in 25th.
Was crazy because in order to be fast here, you had to play chicken with a lot of curbs. And this car, thankfully, is stable most of the time. But I think it's got a lock diff or something, because the minute you touch a curb and something spins up, it's just sideways city.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that during the race, especially on the exit of turn 5. It was claiming a lot of drivers.
Oh yeah,
Touch a little bit of grass or touch a little bit of dirt, and around you go.
I think about 20 cars wrecked at the end of turn 5.
Yeah, it's scary. But
You had a
thankfully,
couple
like
of
when you're not on the
close
curbs, it's
calls.
pretty stable. Yeah, like the lap traffic was pretty cognizant and courteous. I was pretty happy with what was going on.
Glad to hear that. Any thoughts? This is a pretty good finish for you in the championship standings. I don't have the numbers exactly right now, but that will either put you pretty close to the lead or in the lead.
I think you're correct because I think I also had fastest lap.
You may have. We also going to factor in most consistent, all the bonus points.
That'll be interesting. I don't know if I was consistent enough. I might have been. I think Nathan will also be very consistent because he was just like,
just banging out laps.
Yeah, like him and I was staring at the relative every straight, and he was always there. And it was only traffic that would cause the gap to increase or decrease.
Yeah, you guys were about there. It'll definitely be interesting. I also want to look at the see if anybody had a clean race. It was a pretty chaotic race. I wouldn't be surprised if nobody had a clean race.
I don't remember any significant contacts. If there were any, they were very slight, and I didn't notice them because I had no damage. I was doing my best to stay clean for the first few laps.
That's good.
That
makes me feel good. Yeah, you really do. Yeah, well, congrats on the finish.
Congrats to Nathan. Like what effort he put in for that race. Like he was practicing a whole lot. Like him and I were trading fastest times on the server the whole week.
Yeah.
So like when people get into it like Nathan does, that just makes me want to try even harder.
That's always good.
Competition is good. Competition is fierce, so it's really awesome to see.
Very fierce.
Competition is very fierce, yeah. All right, well, I'll tell you what. Get out of here, Val.
See ya.
There you go. There was Val. Let's interview our second place finisher. Where is he? Yeah,
I got him. I got him.
Nathan, go get him. Go get him.
Nathan, welcome to the booth.
Nathan, how you doing? Nathan, you finished second. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, not bad. It was a tough race.
Yeah. Seems like it. What's going through your head? What are your thoughts on that race?
Caught some bad luck from the traffic, but ultimately Val's pace was untouchable.
I mean, you got close. Like you guys had, like you were switching the lead. Like there was a couple of good swaps between you guys and a lot of lead swaps. But yeah, no, honestly, I think in the end, I'm sure it was traffic that that really kind of caught you guys out.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was difficult in times, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, did you enjoy the car? Did you enjoy the track? Anything that really stood out for you in the race? Or?
Oh, I absolutely love the car. Yeah, it's kind of right up my alley. So, Road Atlanta too is always a good track. A lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of people like Road Atlanta. That's why I chose
it. There you go.
What do you think about next week? What's next week's combo looking like?
What is next week?
Next week's combo is the Seat Ibiza TCR at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park.
Oh, I'm about that too.
There you go.
There we go.
Other problem. I think it's our final front wheel drive championship.
Hopefully have an answer for Val next week.
Hopefully. Gotta get those points.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
No, that's it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem. All right.
See ya.
There he goes. That was Nathan H. Finished second. Who finished third? Was it Doug Newman? Let's get Doug Newman involved. Doug, buddy, finished third. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Yeah, tough race. Sweaty, very sweaty.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seemed like a pretty intense race.
There's really tight at the end between you and Jackson there.
Yeah,
it looked like for a while that it was you were gonna be kind of settled in for fourth there, but yeah, no, you took advantage of a hairy situation from Jackson and held off for the final podium position.
I mean, I got to give it up to Jackson for that strategy. No stop, just one tire the whole race, right? So full fuel. It's a very hard car to drive to begin with, and to do it with full fuel and trusting that the tires are going to be there at the end. Wow. I mean, I was surprised because I thought I had claimed third about halfway through the race, and then after my stop, I was like, okay, Jackson's going to pit. And then he just never did. So there was a lull in the middle where I was getting comfortable thinking he was going to pit, and then I asked him, and he said, nope. I am going all the way.
Gotta get him.
Wow, good on him. So then I did start to put in some laps. I was closing the gap, but if he didn't make that mistake there, I think he would have probably still had it. So my hats off to him.
How was the traffic throughout this race? Traffic seemed pretty bad from the broadcast.
Yeah, I had a few moments where I thought just blue flags through the race, I think, was my biggest thing. Like, obviously small track, fast cars, there's lots of it. So a couple moments where, I thought I was going to take the line and I'd just immediately have to back out. But yeah, besides that, a good race. Everybody was, for the most part, very respectful, especially the blue flag people. Yeah, it's just a fun race, tough car. I mean, I am just drenched. So good stuff.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. You
Yeah,
look forward to
yeah.
next week.
Yeah, actually, next week is what I was actually looking forward to more than anything. So
really well.
obviously home track. So
Home track and
Oh,
front wheel
yeah.
drive cars.
Yeah,
front wheel
that's-
drive problems. That's right.
Exactly.
yeah.
That's the specialty.
Yeah, yeah. So
Final,
looking
final
forward
round
to it.
of the final round of the front wheel drive championship. You might be able to.
Yeah.
Might be able to seal the deal there.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna say anything, but if I do end up clinching that, the money's going to DriverMod that hosts the servers because he's
let's
currently
go.
paying $10 a month to host that. So I'd like to help him out. So hopefully I can win
I
that.
don't think it's actually money. I think it's actually a prize pack.
Oh well, he can have the prize pack.
Oh, there you go. Solves that problem.
Shadow Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, what a nice
Yeah.
guy. Wow. Alrighty, Doug. Yeah, anything else to say?
Nope. Good racing, and
Alright.
see you next week. Thank you.
Yeah, sounds
Take
good.
care,
See you
Doug.
next week, Doug. There goes Doug. All right, let's get Gags in here. Gags, you got a surprise interview, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, hello.
Hello.
You're in the booth.
All right. Do you want to explain the comeback drive that you put on today? The absolute clinic.
Oh, I don't know if it was a clinic. I feel like I made a lot of mistakes today. I feel like
to be honest, yes, but that's part of the interesting part.
Yeah, I apologize to the people I came into today, all of them, whether they were at fault or not, or if I was, I was a kind of a mess. But I was really close to rage quitting. The third or fourth time I crashed myself out.
I mean, you ended up falling down to last, and then claw back to 9th place. That's
Seventh.
That's perseverance right there, and that's like a strong drive for you, despite the errors
you came
and stuff.
like the 7th, actually.
To stick
yeah,
with
I got the 7th.
You got 7th.
Never mind. Excuse me. Right. Sorry. How dare I?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There was definitely one point. There's definitely one point where I saw you crash off, and the car didn't move for a second or two, and I was like, "Well, there he goes."
Yeah,
but
close.
He stuck with it.
It was close.
I respect that.
But then I remembered that Val, I don't know, he's done big comebacks. Thomas has made big comebacks. Thomas would have finished further up, I think, as well in last week's race with the comeback he was putting on. So it's just I was like, dude, it's a long race. Just go out there and send it.
Right? These hour 40 minutes, your pace was strong. It's just more like, like you have the pace to work through the pack. You just got to kind of work through the pack, right? So it takes a little bit of time and some effort, but no, honestly, like really good job for you to, and yeah, tons of patience. But awesome
unless
job.
Unless I'm wrong, Michael, have you yourself not had a comeback in Ontario Time Attack last season?
Never.
Like the e-racing?
I was in the middle of one, I think, at Le Mans. I had come back a lot of places after a similarly bad drive, and I even thought about that during this race. I was like, you know what? You gave up, and you continued to fall down the steps. You're gonna right this ship, and you're gonna have a clean race and finish where you finished. So it was a huge win for me today. This one feels really good.
Colossal W for Gaglione. Also, we're doing the thing again. Colossal W. Also, we're doing the thing where we change your first name again, by the way.
That's fine.
All right.
You can call me whatever you want. I don't care.
All right, that was Marissa Gaglione. There you go.
All right, let's get Jackson in the booth.
Let's get Jackson?
The no stop strategy.
Jackson,
welcome to the booth.
Big interview, buddy.
Hey.
Quite a race from you. No stop, so you just went full fuel and right to the end on the first set of tires. So, talk us through it.
Yeah, I probably should have done more research, but I figured that no stop would probably be better if I just ran a clean race. But towards the end, it was a little hard to manage, even though the tires weren't totally gone. It was, just a lot without even like a quick breather.
I was gonna say, how much do you think the tires fell off? And do you think, as I guess as a second separate question, do you think the traffic kind of played into how well the no stop strategy would have worked, or?
I mean, I suppose that was sort of a factor. I think towards the end of the race, the car got lighter, and in some ways, the car was a little bit more finicky on curbs, and paired with the tires and however much they wore probably didn't help. But ultimately, throughout the race, I was managing them. I tried not to have them squealing pretty much the entire first half of the race, and then towards the end, I started trying to put in a few fast laps here and there. I think I dipped into the 24s, but truly wasn't fast enough to keep up with no stop strategy, or excuse me, one stop strategy with like Nathan and Val up front.
I mean, despite that, it was very close at the end with you and Doug trading places back and forth quite a few times until you had that little off there at turn 6. But yeah, I know it was very entertaining to watch. Guys on two different strategies, and obviously, like it's so difficult to, especially at Road Atlanta, to be able to manage a single set of tires over an hour 40 minutes. So like honestly, hats off to you to making it work. And like you said, like consciously, I'm not going to hurt these tires for the first half of this race. Like if they're squealing, I'm doing too much, and really trying to preserve them because I think that really helped you in the end.
Yeah, it was good. Ultimately, I think nerves got to me. It was good racing with Doug, and I think it's great to be able to do some good racing, virtually here. So it was a lot of fun.
Did you intentionally say univirtually? Because I'm taking that.
No.
Okay, I'm using that now. Just letting you know. I like univirtually. You looking forward to next week?
I haven't looked at the combo, but always.
All right, I won't tell you then.
He'll have to find out after this interview.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find out himself.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Hey, well, thanks for coming out, Jackson.
It was a pleasure.
Good luck next week, buddy.
Thank you.
There he goes. Alrighty, Jordan, I think that's about it.
I think that's it from us. I guess I'll sign off.
Yeah,
Want
go
to
ahead.
thank obviously OTA Ontario Time Tack for letting us
Ontario Time
put on
Tack.
this dog and pony show. Also Hit Motorsports, 13 Motorsports, and Adrena Garage for generously providing some support and prizes for this series. We thank you for joining myself, Jordan Bazuli, and Josh Cronin, my announcing partner here on this Sunday evening. And we will see you next Sunday at 8 o'clock p.m. We hope that you join us, and I hope you guys have an excellent week. Take care.
Have fun, everybody. Enjoy your week.
Cheers, everybody.